just didn't go to school. My life up basically. I was 15, weighed 15.5 stone. The GCSEs. In the middle of the night, you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Big up the council estates.
Big up the council estates, come on.
Yeah.
No idea what I was doing. I need myself in the head. Led me. No, I swear to God.
I don't find Dubai appealing.
Somehow I'm going to make money from this. Don't know how, but I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And then I save my £100 a week.
What is good, man?
What's happening? Good morning.
How's it going?
6 a.m. podcast.
This is sounding crisp. Yeah, it's currently... What time is it right now? It's currently 6:45 a.m.
6:45, pissing off the hotel. Neighbours.
We're sat in a nice hotel room, two double twin beds.
Banging hotel.
You know you made it in life, mate, when you're not getting the twin single.
Podcast paying well.
The twin double beds.
The twin doubles.
But yeah, long story short, we're basically someone to do some heli jumps today, aren't we? Jumping out of a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, man, it's going to be a pretty good one.
Banging. Let's
Mate,
do it.
Introduce yourself anyway.
My name is Ali Law. I never know how to introduce myself. What do I do? It's a hard question. People ask me, what do you do? It's like, it's a hard one to explain.
Mate, it's a pretty weird crossover, isn't it? Like,
what, this? Me
yeah,
and you?
as in people that follow me and shit.
Yeah, but how the fuck they know each other?
Oh, man, yeah, because I've watched your stuff, like, I've told you this when we first met, but I watched it for time, like, back when you were doing the stuff with, like, Ryan Taylor back in the day, doing, like, who else did you do it with?
Ricky, just all the boys.
When you're
really.
like breaking into stuff and getting chased by the police.
Yeah, back in the day, the good old days.
Crazy shit. Because I've always watched like YouTube content like that. Like I haven't really watched fitness stuff because that's what I started with, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a pretty wild crossover. But yeah, mate, what do you do? How do you get started with the whole YouTube thing?
Fuck, long time ago, 2014. So. I've told this story so many times, but I'll try and keep it short because I always go on a tangent and just fucking talk. But basically, I was 13, started playing RuneScape, got fucking addicted.
Oh, yeah.
The old classic.
Yeah.
Till I was 15. And then I was like, I'm talking addicted, mate. Like, I didn't go to school, fucked off school. Like I do this with everything. I'm a bit autistic with things. I get fucking obsessed with things.
Yeah.
So I played RuneScape. Got really fucking overweight. Just didn't go to school. Fucked my life up basically. I was 15, weighed 15.5 stone. I was small as well. Like, bear in mind, man, I'm small now, but obviously I was a lot smaller.
How much do you weigh now?
73 kilos. So I don't know what that is in stone.
Like 15.5. Hey Siri, what's 15.5 stone in kilograms?
How many kilos?
Almost 100 kilos,
yeah, mate.
That's
bear in mind, I was small.
That's like 220 pounds.
Yeah, I was a heifer, mate.
You got a picture of it?
I got some pictures, but not like. I avoided cameras. You can put it up on the screen.
That's fucking crazy.
I avoided cameras at all costs. Like, there's a few, like, probably not at my fattest, but when I was quite fat, I just avoided cameras at all costs. Any cameras, I'll be out of there. But anyway, so done that. I was 15, was fucking hella overweight, lost in life, and then. Left school at 16, didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, my mum was like, go college.
Were you doing shit at school?
Yeah, shit. Didn't go from year 8 to 10 and then went back in year, like, not once. Didn't go, my mum got taken to court for not like, it's a hard one. It sounds like she's a shit mum and just wouldn't, but it was just me being a dickhead. Like, she's a good mum, but she got taken to court and she was like crying and I thought she was going to go to prison. So I had to go back to school.
What was it for?
Like, not going to school. Like,
because
because I wasn't going to school.
Was your mum just like chill like that and you do whatever the fuck you wanted?
Nah, not at all. She was like kicking off.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah. She was trying to get me to school. She had the school people around trying to get me to school, but I just outright refused.
Wait, so you literally didn't go, period?
Didn't go once.
Why?
I was busy playing RuneScape. I was trying to max out the accounts, mate. I know, it got bad, bro. It got bad.
Fuck. What is it when you get the wood chopping? What's it called?
Fuck, how can I forget that? I know what you mean. I can't think.
Mate, I never really got into.
Is it just wood cutting now? Yeah, it's just wood cutting.
I wasn't into RuneScape. I was like Minecraft. That's what I was absolutely obsessed with, mate.
What, playing 10 hours a day on that?
Oh, mate, yeah. When I was younger, then when I got a bit older, I'd just get like high as fuck every night and then just like stay up to 3 a.m. playing Minecraft and hate my life. And it's like, bro, what have I just done with my day?
I've done that a few times. Like, but later on in life, I started playing Minecraft with my mate and like you do like a 13-hour day on it and you just feel rough, innit? You're like, in the middle of the night, you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Oh, mate, you're like, or it's like the, did you ever play anything else like Call of Duty?
Yeah.
It's like when you see like the time on Call of Duty and my mates just be like, oh yeah, I've got 30 days on this game. And I'll just look at that and be like, I just always think like when I'm at the end of my life, what would
How
30
many
days mean to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
and
days?
And that's 30 full days. Right, so here's a funny stat for you. There's a picture, I'll find it again, you can rock it up on the screen, but I played RuneScape, so for 2 years basically, 2 years real time I played it, and my gameplay time, so I logged into the account a couple of years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago now, and my gameplay time was 360 or 65 days, around a year. Bear in mind, in 2 years, factor in sleep as well. So I was playing it from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. Like when I say it was bad, it was bad.
What, you actually spent a year of your life on RuneScape?
A year of my life on RuneScape.
Fuck.
I maxed out the accounts. Like it was bad, man.
You still got the account?
I can't get into it. I don't know. I've tried. Yeah, it's probably for the good of it. It is like, for anyone that's watching that has played RuneScape, it's like crack, man. I don't know. It's an addicting game. But yeah. That's where
after this, mate, maybe we'll fire it up for old time's sake.
Old time's sake.
A little quick 5-minute game.
Quickly whack out to 700 days gameplay. It's like a crack addict going back to crack. So yeah, that's where I was when I was 15, fucking well overweight, RuneScape addict, and then I lost all my money in the game, and like my life was just falling apart. Like in real life, like I was fucking fat, didn't go to school, like I was just proper in a bad place.
Yeah.
And then went back to school, got my shit back on track. Left school at 16, didn't know what I wanted to do, obviously fucking failed all my GCSEs, like had no
got your RuneScape
got my woodcut into 99. Fuck it, mate. I actually feel like playing RuneScape taught me more about business and actually led me no, I swear to God, and led me on to make more money in real life. So yeah. Fuck the GCSEs. I recommend to all 13-year-olds watching this to just play RuneScape.
100%.
The fuck
you want at least 1 year game time.
Yeah, 1 year minimum.
Teaches you discipline.
It teaches you discipline,
that
commitment.
hard work pays off.
Yeah, it taught me a lot. So we recommend to all kids on this podcast to play RuneScape.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, so I was just fucking lost, mate, and then quit RuneScape, went cold turkey, got my life back on track somehow, went back to school. It was weird, like I went back to school after like 2 years of not being in school and just fucking rock. Like obviously I had like a
Did you have to start any years again?
Nah, they just put me back in.
So you weren't like some massive kid in like the little kids class? That would have been peak.
Didn't leave school till 19.
Yeah.
In year 11 at 19. No, and then went back to school, left at 16, had no idea what I wanted to do, and then went to, my mum was like, you go to college or carpentry apprenticeship or work, you got like 3 options, you got to go do something. Didn't want to go to college because I just didn't really like education system, and I thought just wasn't a route I wanted to go. My brother did a carpentry apprenticeship, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do that, and I'd actually get paid for that. I got £20 a day, so it's £100 a week, which is pretty like hard, man. Like I was grafting on site for like sometimes 8-12 hours. No, like
was it like building houses?
Yeah, doing roofing, kitchen fitting.
Was it shit? Did you hate it?
Terrible, hated it, mate. Have you ever done it? No.
Nothing. I haven't done carpentry like that, but I've done a lot of work with my dad. Like I used to do, one of the first jobs I had was like landscaping work with my dad, or gardening work, like
hard graft.
Like monkey jobs, like shoveling. Like there'll be like 2 tons of sand, and I'd be like put that sand into a trailer, and then I'd just shovel sand all day. I'd fucking hate it, mate.
Killer.
Or like getting like covered in mud, and like you get home, like every part of your body aches.
Yeah,
you're covered in dirt. Like
you're fucked.
Can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like fair play to people that do it full time.
Big
like,
ratings.
Fucking graft,
That's a
mate.
graft, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, no chance. But yeah, you did that anyway.
Mate, exactly the same. Went to site and like would work with old boys, and they were all fucked. Like they would all be like, my knees, my fucking back, like all of them. Every single guy I was working with, like I'd bounce, because I had to do like roofing, kitchen fitting, like bounce between jobs, cladding. So I'd go like on a site for 6 weeks and then to another site and shit. So, but every time I went to a new site, they were all just fucked. And then I was looking at the future. I was like, I can't be like this.
Like these
these fat old miserable cunts that are like, their bodies are fucked.
I think that's the thing, because like whatever the job is, you've got to look at the people that are doing it as they get older as well. And it's like if you're doing what they do, you're gonna end up like them. And it's like if you don't mind that, fair enough. But if you do mind that, then you should probably do something else.
Yeah.
Do you think doing that stuff, like if you didn't do that, like, those shitty jobs that you hated, do you think it like put you on the social media like YouTube.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I know it sounds cringy, but it's like if you do something bad, like for example, by starting that carpentry apprenticeship, that's how it led me into like finding parkour, free running, and then that led me to where I am now. Like that led me to right here, like down the YouTube path, then getting skydiving, then meeting you, now being here in this room filming this podcast, and like YouTube changing my life.
Yeah.
So without doing that shit thing, would maybe not be here, you know? I know it sounds fucking cringy and cliche.
It's so weird, man. It's such
true.
a small world, isn't it? It blows my mind. Like
small world, man.
Like, I meet, like, you get it as well. Like, as in meeting people that you either like know because you follow from YouTube, or social media, or like just people that you've come across that you've seen online, and then people as well, if they spot you or recognize you, it's like it makes you realize how small the world actually is,
mate. Small. I was in Dubai recently, and just like you would meet someone, and then they would know someone that I know from somewhere else, and it's like in this social media world, it's the smallest world, man. Like I met some boys, went motocrossing, then like followed them on Instagram, and then they know people I know from back home that do social media, and it's just like like how have these people crossed paths? You know, it's like it's a proper small world, man.
So wait. So anyway, you were 16.
Let's go back. Right. This is what happens. I go
mate,
off.
nah, I love it. It's just a chill conversation. It's
yes. So I did carpentry. Hated it, mate. I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Did that for 24 months. I think I did that for 2 years. Got my I actually finished it. That's all good.
Just my phone.
Is that all good?
Yeah, all good.
Cool. Yeah, I finished it. And then through doing that carpentry apprenticeship, I met a guy that used to do parkour, and he was like, and at the time I was like losing weight, and I don't know, it's just something.
You're like that fat parkour guy. I've seen on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I like that guy. He's a fucking G.
He's like 20 stone or something.
Mate, he's killing it. I saw his video a minute ago. Actually, he's like got his top off, just running around. He's a fucking G. Yeah, I was a bit like that, a bit of a fatty.
Yeah.
And I went to this like freestyle gymnastics gym, like a gymnastics gym, but there's no like. It's not like a class. You just go and do flips and shit.
Oh, is it like a tricking place?
Yeah, sort of like that, but there's like trampolines and all that shit. So went there, started doing that once a week, and just autistically changed my obsession from RuneScape to this fucking parkour.
It's all about that autistic obsession.
All autistic obsession is the only way to make it in life, man.
I actually think it helps.
I think everyone that I've spoke to that's like somewhat successful, has done something, has that autistic obsession with it. I think it's the only way to, probably not the only way to make it, but I think it helps a lot.
I get like ADHD obsessions about things. I don't know if it's like similar for you, but I get the issue, like I get super fixated on something, but then the issue with me is that like I can change my mind very easily. Yeah,
so you can be like 100% in something, and then the next minute don't give a shit about it.
I'll do like 5 podcast episodes, and I'll be like, "See you later, guys." That's us done. Never
story
again.
of my life, mate. If you followed me for years, you'll know I start and stop things constantly because I'm the exact same, mate. Yeah, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a pretty good thing.
I think it's like if you can. You just got to force yourself to stick with something. Yeah, and realize that it isn't always going to be. You're not always going to enjoy it, are you?
Nah.
Or like it's not always. You're not always going to be obsessed with it. But then you have like you just do it automatically. You know, without feeling the need to.
I think it's more like what you were saying a minute ago, like working on one thing. Like I'm pretty bad for. Like back then, obviously, it was just like one thing. It was like I was obsessed with RuneScape, and that was it. I was obsessed with parkour, and that was it. Then YouTube become like an obsession. But now, like in my life, I feel like I've got so much going on. And like when you're given 10% to everything, you don't get a lot done. Like say the podcast, if you're going to do the podcast, obviously you can't go 100% on the podcast, but like, you know, like you were saying, you got music, you got all these things going on, and it's just, it's impossible to fit it all in. So I think it's, to actually make something, you got to just stick with like 1 or 2 things and just go 100% on them.
Bro, yeah, I think that was my biggest, like, always been my biggest issue or my biggest downfall as of recent. It's like I can't remember the name of it, but the more successful you get, the more things demand your attention and time. And then it takes your attention away from the core things that made you successful. Because like I started doing so much shit, man. Like I had a business for pre-workout. I was doing music, I was DJing, I was like making Instagram, YouTube, and each one of those required, I was trying to do all this shit myself. And I had another thing called RET with my mates, which is like, used to be it's like a membership site for lads to like get in shape and like improve mentally. So I was doing all this shit, and I'd just have like no time to put in, or I wouldn't, you know what I'm trying to say? I wouldn't have enough, there wouldn't be enough me to put in a significant amount of time into each of those things to make anything work. And it just all like crumbled to pieces.
Mate, that's literally just the story of my life. Exactly the same, man. Like, try and get so many things on the go. And yeah, you're right. Like, Instagram, all of it, mate. You need a team. I've realised this over the years.
Yes.
You need a team, man. Like,
100%.
I, the same as you, tried to do everything myself. And like, even, I'll give you an example. I had like a paid subscription website and I was running YouTube. And then I was trying to do everything myself. I was like editing myself. And by doing all that, you actually end up just, you burn out. You get more done by having a solid team around you.
Yeah.
And like, then you can work on multiple things. Look at Mr. Beast, for example. He's got so much going on, but he's obviously got a massive team.
Yeah.
I think that's, especially in business, anything business and social media, mate, people don't realize like it's long, especially when you're editing your own videos. Then you got to trim one down for Instagram. Like, I know people watching it, obviously there's people out hard grafting on building sites and shit, as we were saying. Like, it's not so much a hard graft, but it's a long graft, isn't it? Like, you have to put a lot of time into it, and then you're bouncing between projects. You're doing a fucking paid subscription website, like you're saying, you're doing a community, you got your supplements. Like, yeah, I think a team's important, man.
That's the thing that I never did, because like,
same.
I've never been from, I think where I've struggled with shit is I come from like a small town in Cornwall, and it's like from a pretty broke family / circle. So like, no one that I know, like growing up, has ever made any kind of money or had like a business or anything like that. So like, I felt like I've pretty much made everything up. Yeah. And that was one of the biggest things for me, I think, when I was younger, especially. I'm like realizing it now. Like, I've just started this year to invest in like editors and people that I'm working with, people to help me with social medias, people to like mentor me, like people to help me with my coaching for money, coaching for fitness.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'd get the money from the things that I was doing, like the social media, and then I'd be like, oh, sick, I've just got this, just keep doing what I'm doing. But when in reality, like, I'm not worth shit, and I need to put it back into making that thing bigger.
Mate, we're the same. We're literally the same person. I swear. No, like, mate, I'm the same. So I grew up on a council estate, fucking no money. No one was...
Big up the council estates.
Big up the council estates, come on. No one taught... I think, mate, I have so many mates now that have come... They grew up with money, and their dads have, like, taught them. Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, when I started earning money, I had no idea. Didn't know about investing, didn't understand money. Like, obviously, I was making good money, but it was like... for example, going back to, like, my paid subscription website, like, by trying to save money, that poor mindset of like the council estate mindset where you haven't got anyone that teaches you about money, but by trying to scrimp and scrape and save money, I actually lost more money. Like, for example, like not paying editors and like trying to edit myself by doing shit like that.
Keep it all in your bank account.
Yeah. Well, just doing it all yourself, you know, like doing everything yourself and to save money. And then in the long run, you actually lose money. Like, you have to spend money to make money, right?
Or they say, like, rich stay rich, poor stay poor,
isn't exactly
it? And it's
that,
literally
man.
that education, dude.
It's exactly that. But I'm the same. I had to learn everything myself. And like, I've only just I'd say in the last 2 years, I've learned a fuckload about business. Like, I sort of stepped back from a lot of things and just started learning, man. And like, I think I've learned a lot. And I feel like in the future, I just wish I had the knowledge I have now 5 years ago, because I could have made a fuckload more. But it's part of life, isn't it, man?
I think it's social circle, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
that's why I think like I would never. Oh, I'm not. I'd never like I don't.
That's not. Oh, it is your one.
It's all good. You thought the podcast stop recording now. It's all good.
Cool.
Like I don't find Dubai appealing.
Yeah.
But that's one of the great things about living in Dubai. Like, obviously you've just moved, for people listening. But it's like the people that you'll meet there, obviously it's a place full of like money and wealth, and you're going to be surrounded by that, and you're going to meet people and learn things from other people. And it's like, it sounds like with me, dude, it's like, I need to be, especially when I was younger, like I need to be like the brokest, the like most stupid, like the person that knows the least in the room. Like, do you know, what do they say? You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, which is completely true.
Yep.
or you make the same amount of money of the average 5 people that you spend the most time with. So I think that's like, it says a lot for spending time with people that are above you on that journey.
Yeah, I watched a video the other day of a guy that I know, and he said the same. He said he was living in South America.
Yeah.
He just moved to Dubai. He was living in South America. He's got quite a bit of money, but he was living in South America, and he said at every table he was at, he was the top guy. So like he was never learning anything. He said in Dubai he likes it because every person he goes to dinner with or goes out with is like doing something amazing. He's like the low boy now, so he's learning a lot. You know?
Do you find it motivates you as well when you're around people like that?
Massively.
Yeah,
mate,
same.
Mate, a couple years ago, if you would have asked me a couple years ago, I hated Dubai. I've been a few times, and I was that person. Oh fuck Dubai, it's materialistic shit. It's
exactly
fake.
The same for me.
This was my mindset. 100%. And I used to think this. And I spoke to a girl in the sauna about 6 months ago, and I was chatting to her about it, and she like lived in Costa Rica, and she was like a bit of a hippie, and she was like, oh, Dubai's so shallow, I hate Dubai, blah, blah, blah. And that was my mindset as well. Like, I did think this a couple of years ago. And then I went this year, and it depends what journey you're on in life, I think. But right now, mate, it's motivating. Like, I was there. So I went there a month ago with my mate Lee, just like a 2-week trip. Yeah. And I was there, and I was a bit lost in England, man. I've been lost for like about a year. Like, just didn't know what I was doing. Just like hit like a stagnant point in my life. I had no fucking idea what I was doing.
Like going through the motions.
Yeah, man. Like just.
Yeah, bro.
I was just lost, man. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I went to Dubai for 2 weeks. And mate, I was there, and like everyone is talking, like everyone's talking growth. Everyone is motivated. Like everyone that I was speaking to, just like everyone, even if I chat to someone in a coffee shop, everyone just seemed a lot happier there. And it is a very like materialistic place. Everyone is trying to chase money and 100%. Stuff, of course, but
don't find a wife there, mate.
Nah, I don't know. That's the one thing. I don't know if you can find a wife there, man.
I hate those type of women.
Yeah, I don't know for women. That's probably the only downside. But like, I'm just motivated there, man. I think where I'm at in life right now, like, it's a motivating place. It's a very safe place. I like it. It's pop. What pop? Mate, it sounds random, yeah, but we arrived and it was 2:00 in the morning, and we were driving down the street and filled up our petrol, and like you go into the petrol station and the guy fills your petrol up. Yeah. Go into the shop, the lady's like, oh, hello, mister. It's like 2 a.m, like really polite. I bought food. Everything's popping. Look over the road. There's a car detailing shop cracking away, like working at a shop. There's loads of people walking the streets and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, this place is just alive, man. Like, and then I was like looking back, like 2 a.m. in Southampton, ghost town. I was like, I need to be here, man.
Oh, that's the one thing that triggers me about England. It's like
ghost town, just shuts.
It's like Sunday 4 p.m. everything's closed. Done, it's mate, like, bro, what are you doing?
That's what appealed me to Dubai, to be fair. It's popping.
Yeah, we'll have to touch on how you moved there, because I'm pretty interested about that. But yeah, anyway, the story of you.
All right, we're going back. Where was we? Carpentry.
Carpentry, fucking hated it.
Carpentry apprenticeship, done parkour, went to the gym the first time, and on my first time at the gymnastics gym, I tried to do a double front flip into the... My mate was like, yeah, do this, just hold your legs like this.
You're fat as fuck at this point as well.
Yeah, I wasn't as fat as I was, but I definitely was probably about 13 stone, I'd say, at this point. Yeah. So I did a double front flip, and I fucking kneed myself in the head. So I when you front flip, you're meant to pull your legs apart. So like, if your head goes, it goes in between your legs. And I kept my legs, obviously inexperienced fat kid. Yeah. No idea what I was doing. I fucking kneed myself in the head, nearly knocked myself out. And I've actually got, I don't know if you can see, a dent in my head here. Yeah. Can you see that?
Kind of, yeah.
Feel it. Have a feel there.
Holy fuck.
Mate, all right, this is a good story. I like this story. Kneed myself in the head. I had a massive knee print. Right, I put a type donut head in on Google. It's like that. It looks like that. It's this surgery that people get. I had a dent in my head like this big, and I swear to God, like my knee. And I thought it was my skull because it was like proper imprint. And I was throwing up in the gym. Like, I was bad, mate. I was so ill, and I thought, I'm going to die. I've done some brain damage. Went to the hospital, mate. Had to get x-rays on my skull. And I chipped my skull only minorly, but it was tissue. Obviously, it feels like your skull's right there, but there's a load of tissue. It was quite deep as well, and I had like a fucking knee print in my head, and I thought, oh my God, I can't look like this forever. I thought, I'm fucked. But it healed back, and as it was healing, it was still soft tissue. Yeah. And my mate at work, at the carpentry apprenticeship, pushed his thumb on it to feel it, and that's the print. His thumb print is permanently in my head. Mate, mad story.
Mate, you probably get some like filler in there. Get a big
I
old
might have to go get surgery, man. Fuck it. But yeah, so started. That was a bad start to the parkour life. The fat free runner kneed himself and he had nearly knocked himself out.
Yeah.
And then just started doing parkour for years. Sort of fell in love with that. Like met a load of cool boys that just fought different. Like they were on my level. Sort of felt like they were my kind of people, you know, like we just had the same mindset, and then went traveling around the world with them. Like we just used to fucking bunk trains.
Did you start YouTube at this point?
24. Nah, this would have been about 2013.
So what were you doing? Were you just living off that money that you earned?
No, I was doing the carpentry apprenticeship. Yeah,
doing the carpentry apprenticeship.
Doing the carpentry apprenticeship.
Sweet 20 quid a day,
sweet,
mate.
100 quid a week, mate. Raking it in. I used to. So I rode my push bike because obviously I was trying to lose weight as well. 9 miles to work and 9 miles back, so I'd save a £5 a day on the Blue Star bus fare because it was a £5 a day. Obviously I was only earning 20 quid a day, so it was 25% of my.
Mate, that's mental. That I know it's an apprenticeship, but still 20 quid a day.
Tough, and mate, it was like some days I'd do like 12 hours on site. So when you work it out, it's like 10 hours, £2 an hour.
I used to get paid a flat daily
fee.
rate.
Yeah, it wasn't even more. If like some days you'd go like there was some nice people that would like obviously tip you.
Yeah.
Another like tenner, which is like 50% of your wages.
Yeah.
Looking back, they just had slaves basically for 20 quid a day. But
yeah,
it's mental, man. Mate. Like it was a hard graft as well.
I'll find some apprentices to work for me. If anyone's some lost in life,
cameramen.
Any young lads want to be one apprenticeship.
20 quid a day.
Nah, bring it down a little bit, mate.
Yeah, tenner.
Dubai wage, man. So 2 quid a day.
2 quid a day. I'll sort it out.
That's it.
Where was I? Fuck.
9 quid a day cycling.
9 miles a day. Yeah, so I used to cycle to save a £5 a day. Saved up my £100 a week. Like saved as much as I could. Like, mate, I remember it was rough. Like I wouldn't eat out. Like everyone would get like lunch at the burger van that would come, and that was like fucking expensive. Obviously, you're paying like 7 quid for a wrap and shit, and like you're earning 20 quid a day. So I was like smart with my money. Saved as much as I possibly could. Used to take sandwiches to work, ride my bike, and at the time I was doing parkour. I was like, somehow I've got to make money from this. I don't know how. Back then, like, you couldn't really make money from parkour directly. Like, and even now, there's not really any money in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to start YouTube after like 2 years doing the apprenticeship. I was just doing parkour for fun in it. Like, but I was like, I need to somehow make money out of this. And then late 2014, I decided to start a YouTube channel. At this point, I was like, climbing some roofs, jumping across roofs, doing that shit. So I thought maybe I could, like, you had obviously all the old GoPro montages that people would do this shit. I thought somehow I'm going to make money from this. I don't know how, but I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And then I saved my £100 a week, bought a GoPro Hero 3 Black for like 300 quid from Argos, and bought a computer from Argos for 300 quid. So that's like 600 quid.
Yeah.
But the computer was so shit that it was just like a bog standard thing. I had no idea about editing. So I took it back, set it up, tried to edit some of my GoPro clips.
And it work.
Just wouldn't load, wouldn't load the clip. And then I'm YouTubing, like, why isn't this working? And then I found out about RAM and like fucking memory, and I needed a better computer. I was like, fuck, now I need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if I like returned it or like, I can't really remember that. But I ended up having to save for another one, and I bought a secondhand Alienware, like, because I looked up and it was like, you need this type of computer. It's like an Alienware will handle editing. Obviously brand new, they were like £2,000. Got a second-hand refurbished one for like 700 quid.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up buying that 700 quid, GoPro for 300 quid. So it was about £1,000 in, which was about 10 weeks of wages, obviously. Used to ride my bike so I'd save money because I was trying to save money. Bought that, then started making YouTube videos late 2014. Started my channel in December 2014. And then just started cracking out videos. They sort of changed over the years. Like,
how long did it take for you to gain any like followers?
20... So it's a hard.
You got quite a few on your. What's your
mate? Well, how many subscribers?
Yeah,
3.5 million now. Yeah,
crazy.
So, but back then it was like, so I started, and obviously I was doing parkour videos, and they didn't really blow up. But I was doing parkour videos, and then in 2016, so only like 2 years after I started the channel, I'd been doing it for 2 years. Obviously, I had like a couple hundred subscribers. Like, I hadn't really done anything.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, the killer clown trend come around. You remember that? When like...
Kind of.
There was like... I can't remember. People were like scared of killer clowns. I think it was in the news. I don't know if it was like a mob.
Oh, I think so,
like,
yeah.
Everyone was just
like
terrified.
Karen classic.
Yeah, like that vibe. And then I was like, how can I... Because obviously any killer clown video was going viral. I was like, how can I fit that into my content? I was like, right, I do parkour. And then I made like some cringy killer clown like escape rooftop video. But I was like, fuck, I'm going to somehow do this.
Yeah.
This might blow up. And then, mate, out of nowhere, I popped this... I had like a couple hundred subscribers. Popped this video on my channel. And at the times, at this point, this was like 2016. At this point, I'd finished the carpentry apprenticeship, didn't do that. And I worked in a trampoline park.
Yeah.
Through like parkour, I met someone that worked trampoline park, worked there, £7 an hour I was getting. And at the time, this video was blowing up. And even to this day, I've not had a video blow up like this. Mate,
really?
16 million views in like a couple of days.
No way.
Like space of like a week, I think. Yeah.
Was that monetized as well?
So 2016 was like adpocalypse time. I don't know if you ever remember this.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Mate,
yeah.
CPM was like 10p CPM. So that video in total earned like, off 20 million views, has earned about $3,000.
Holy shit.
So like nothing, mate, considering what it would earn now if it was monetized.
Yeah, probably
and
like
then,
what, like 30k?
Yeah,
now?
like
30k
at
pounds.
least, yeah, 30k pounds. So yeah, but I was working at a trampoline park for £7 an hour. I'm refreshing YouTube Studio on my phone while I was working there. Like I used to have to clean the toilets in there and shit, and I'd like go in the toilet with this mop, and then I'd just be like fucking refreshing this phone, like seeing like £100 coming on AdSense, getting gassed, mate.
So when did you quit your job then? Like,
mate, I quit. So I earned like $2,500 in the space of like a week off that video, and I genuinely had never seen $2,500 in my life.
Yeah,
I even think my mum probably has never had $2,500.
Do you remember? Was it like the first time you had like £1,000 in your bank account, and you're like, "Fuck!"
Oh my God,
you see that
so
like
much,
£1,000. You're
mate,
like, "Shit!"
It was exactly like that. It was. I don't think you'll ever beat that dopamine level. Like,
yeah, man.
Ever that first £1,000, unreal, mate.
Yeah, and you're like, I fucking made it.
I'm rich. I'm sorted forever. Fuck you lot. I'm out of it.
I remember that.
I don't know how old I would have been then. Fuck knows. I was quite young, like 18 or something.
Yeah.
And then I asked my boss at this trampoline park. I'd worked there for a couple of months, and I asked my boss if I could have some time off. I just really like traveling back then. We used to go like on little trips like Copenhagen, like get cheap fucking £20 flights.
Yeah.
Go away, and I was like, I want to go far. I want to go to like Asia. And my boss was like, I asked for 2 weeks off, and he was a bit of a knobhead, and he was like, no. And then he was like, you have to write an email to HR or whatever. And I wrote an email.
What's his name?
Ryan.
Yeah,
fuck you, Ryan.
Fucking knob, mate.
I hope he watches. Imagine he's a big. I
was probably gonna send this to him.
Imagine he's a big Mo Samuels fan. He watches the pod.
Ryan just has like this monopoly in like the podcasting space, mate. He's just gonna blacklist us
takes
from
the pod
everything.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan. I'm sorry, take it back.
Yeah, we're joking, Ryan. Please don't take the pod down. Fuck yeah. So asked him for time off, wouldn't give me time off. I was like, fuck it, I'm loaded now anyway. Got $2,500. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Quit that job. I just quit on the spot.
Fuck, man.
And then fucked off to.
It's pretty risky.
Yeah, very risky, very dumb and risky.
Yeah, but I think you got to take risks sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, man, 100%.
But I think for the majority of people, it's probably not going to go that way, is it?
No, I believe if you go 110% autistic obsession with something, it can't not work out. Like it will always work out.
I do think you have to be like almost delusional in your way of thinking to like. I've always thought of this. I've always been quite delusional with things like, I'm gonna do this, I think it's that delusion that makes you win at things.
100%. That delusional self-belief.
There's a lot to be said,
mate. When you're trying to start a YouTube channel from Cornwall in a fucking council estate, and you're like, I'm gonna do this, and everyone 100%. Around you's like, that can't work because they haven't seen it, right,
mate? All like people I used to go to school with that were like my friends would like take the piss out of me and like rip into me behind my back and like send each other the videos I was making and like fucking laugh at them. And bro, it used to like really get to me.
Yeah.
And then it's like you look back now and it's like they're doing the exact same shit in the same town. Like I'm like, I feel sorry for you, dude.
Yeah. So. But no, I agree. Delusional self-belief when everyone thinks that like mate, when you're trying to do shit that's different, no one's gonna believe in you, innit? Like but it's hard. Like when you're trying to start a YouTube, like I was the same. I used to make a video. My brother used to get pissed off at me because I used to make videos. I'd be like, "Yo, guys, like all YouTuber style," and I'd have like 97 subscribers. Yeah, like, I'm talking to no one.
Yeah,
and like my brother used to get pissed off because his mates would rip him for it. Like,
and it made him look like a loser.
You made him look like a loser. Like he's got that loser brother that's like, "Yo, guys," and it was just like really cringy. Same vibe, man.
100% autist.
Little autistic brother.
Go from RuneScape to making some fat kid jumping over the park benches, making YouTube videos.
I do get it, but same vibe, man. Like,
yeah.
cringy. But yeah, no, I agree. You have to be delusionally, and same as Jamal Edwards, his whole thing was like self-belief, right?
Yeah.
Like that was his thing. That's how he made it. Was same with SBTV. Like he just believed in himself when YouTube wasn't really a thing. And
is that like the rapping?
Yeah,
SBTV. It's like a music
back in
channel.
The day. Yeah,
pops off.
Yeah. So he was the same. He started that just with his camera. I remember seeing his videos back in the day.
I've watched a video on the come up of that actually. And it's smashing it, isn't it?
Massive. And that's the same, mate. If you look at anyone or speak to anyone that's like made it, I think has a similar story. Like they sort of, you have to delusionally self-believe in yourself to go through it. Like, mate, you're trying to start YouTube from a council estate in Cornwall or Southampton. Like if you're trying to start a business, like in the beginning, no one's going to see the vision, are they? And I think that's the same with pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you plan to? Did you know that you were going to blow up on it? Or did you do it as well because you enjoyed doing it?
That's I think so. I did it because I enjoyed. So in the beginning, I did it because I enjoyed it, but at the same time, there was a part like I did enjoy it, and it's a hard one because I really did enjoy making videos, but at the same time, like the intentions were to somehow make money from it.
Yeah,
because that was the only option to escape like the life that I had. But I did enjoy it as well. It's not like I just made the videos to make, which again, I think if you just make YouTube videos to make money, you're not going to do it because of how fucking tough it is. I think if you solely go, oh, I'm going to start YouTube to make a fuckload of money, like you see KSI driving around a Lamborghini back in the day, you're not going to, mate, when you're making videos for 3 years and you're not making a penny out of it, most people are going to give up, right?
Mate, that's what I say to people. Like a lot of people ask me, not as much now because I feel like as you get a bit like more mature and like your audience kind of follows you with that, but especially when I was like just turned 20, I get a lot of people asking me like how to make it on, how do I grow my YouTube, how to make it on YouTube, and I always say to people like there's pretty much no one who's made YouTube videos consistently, like I'm talking like at least once a week, like 3, 4, 5 years, who has not made it. Everyone just quits too soon, and that's literally it. So if you stick at it long enough, you will get something from it.
100%. And it's a graph. Like when people start YouTube, like I've had the same thing. People are like, oh, I want to become YouTube, because everyone sees, and I was the same back in the day. I think that's what led me to go down the YouTube path. I remember seeing a video of KSI. He was in like his penthouse in London, and it was like, it looked insane. He had a Lamborghini and stuff, and that was like, fuck, man, that's sick. But if you're not making content or enjoying making content, you're just simply trying to do it to make a fuckload of money. After a year of grafting your ass off and weekly uploads and you've not earned a penny out of it, you're going to give up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like you have to somewhat enjoy it or like enjoy what you're doing. But yeah, mate, I loved it. I loved making YouTube videos. I enjoyed editing. Like it was, I found a love for like filming, editing, and then doing what I was doing. Yeah, creating. I don't know. I just enjoyed all three of them. Now I don't really, I think I've rinsed the editing. I don't really enjoy the editing anymore.
I feel a bit like that sometimes, yeah.
Rinsed it too much. I edit my own videos for like 5, 6 years. Like,
yeah. And at a point, you're just like, fuck this.
It's a long process. I think that's an art in its own, isn't it? Like if you really enjoy editing, then just having editing, not having like everything else. But yeah.
I had this problem because I became known for like, on YouTube, for some of the, it's a bit of a weird audience that I have, but on YouTube, like a lot of people follow me because of my editing and because of the, like I used to be a videographer, I used to work on film, like the cinematic, like weird cinematic fitness, like no fucks given crossover. So like when I fell out of love with doing that, it's like, it just gave me issues, mate. But dude, I've done like, I've been making videos probably since I was around 9-10 years old. And like, I never thought anything was going to come of it back then, but I've always like just liked creating stuff, filming stuff. I used to make like jackass videos.
Jumping in bushes and shit out the window.
When I was like literally, I must have been 10. There's a video. I'll put it on screen in YouTube. I'll put the audio on screen. Yeah. And it's like, I've got like a squeaky little voice, and with my mate Ben, and then we do this like skit where we're on this like, do you know those like seesaws? Yeah. Do you know you used to get a plastic ones that aren't attached to anything for like really young kids?
No, can't picture
it's almost like a seesaw, like a freestanding bit of plastic. Yeah. And you can just swing on it. That's what we were both on that. And then we did this one skit where we went up, I rolled off the back, so he went flying. And then we like covered his face.
You got a video of it. You got a video.
Try and find it.
Get that up.
I don't know if it's on, it might be on Facebook actually. It's a little look, see, mate. Absolute bagger of a video.
It's funny because so many people that do YouTube now have that same story. Like they made videos. Like I've got a clip as well, like pushing my mate down the hill in a bin when I was like, I think I was about fucking 10, mate. Like it must have been like the first or second year YouTubers, mate. Like
we used to do tractor tires, mate.
down the
hills. Yeah.
Mate, it's weird that like Logan Paul and Jake Paul did the same. They were making like jackass videos and like wrestling videos at like 10. Like I feel like a lot of people that make YouTube videos did make videos back in the day when they were young.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Oh, let me find this for you while it's loading. Oh, mate, we're just getting into things. You have to wrap this up in like 10 minutes.
What time is it? I thought we got to go jump out of a heli.
7:25, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mate, to be fair, we could continue it over lunch in the car.
Yeah, fuck
this
it.
is going to be
yeah.
like a split podcast.
Yeah, we'll continue it.
Let's try and find this fucking clip. Here's a street luge. Where is it? Street luge. Tray flip. Here it is. Here it is.
OG YouTuber. What year is it?
Look at this, mate. There you go. Play this.
Is this you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean.
This is Mo Samuels reporting for Junior Jackass.
That's quality. Is that fake blood?
It's ketchup.
Oh, right. I thought it was actually blood for a sec.
No.
Do you still speak to this guy?
I spoke to him the other day actually a little
That's
bit.
That's quality. I love it.
Yeah, we used to
you
go.
look well different.
Oh, mate, I used to have blonde hair when I was a kid. It's fucking mad, isn't it?
From like, just found this from 7 years ago. So that would have been like, mate, how old? You were young there.
So what was that? That was in 2011 minus 7 years.
Mo was making YouTube videos before YouTube was made.
2004.
Yeah, YouTube was made in 2006.
So I was 8 then. No, 1996. Yeah, I was 8. What the fuck, bro?
That's before
crazy.
YouTube was a thing.
That's crazy. So if you want to get like any kind of like mediocre YouTube channel, lads, then you got to be at it for at least 20 years.
20 years to make your first penny.
20 years of minimum. Fucking minimum.
Mate, you got to put some graft in if you want to make YouTube videos. But I think it's easier than ever before now to blow up on YouTube or make money out of
social media. 100%,
yeah, on social media,
man. Like yeah, the biggest issue for me is like the amount of platforms that there are and knowing what to put my time into, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like Rumble, OnlyFans, like, you know, like literally, if you want to make it, just jump on fucking OnlyFans.
Yeah, if you're a girl, yeah, OnlyFans. That's the easiest way.
I was trying not to say every time you say subscription site, I was like, don't say OnlyFans, don't say OnlyFans. So fucking obvious.
Wanking myself on top of cranes. Fucking hell, Ali's changed up.
There we go, mate. But dude, fuck it. Should we call it? Jump out some helicopters.
We're going to jump out some helis.
And then in between the helicopter
we'll bang
jumps,
it in the car.
We'll bang like a half an hour in the car. So I want to chat about like going to Dubai.
Yeah.
Obviously, your channel getting fucking demonetized.
There's a lot to talk about.
But yeah, man. I feel like we need like 3 hours of this.
Bang, we'll do little half-hour stints in between heli jumps.
Mate, we'll bring it up in the helicopter with us.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. So today, just before,
free full podcast.
FYI, if you don't hear from us again, we're both dead.
Out of a heli, yeah.
Yeah, we're skydiving. This is how we actually met. So I'll just tell them what we're doing first. We're jumping out of a helicopter today to skydive for a YouTube video, for some content. But yeah, me and Ali actually met when you were skydiving in Spain, weren't you? And then I was like, I wanted to go out there anyway. And I think we'd randomly followed each other on Instagram because I saw you follow quite a few people in fitness. You're getting like, in shape and like more interested in like the fitness side of things. And then I can't remember. We just basically got chatting and you're like, oh yeah, come out. I was coming out anyway. And then we linked up out there. And then since then we've done some jumping together. And now
life has led us to Cornwall, jumping out of helis.
Yeah, get on, mate. Get
Insane
on.
Life.
Right, let's get it.
See you soon.
Last time it's been about 3 months now, 2 months, isn't it?
Nah, more. I was
March,
in
April,
Dubai
May,
for
June.
6 weeks, Africa for 5 weeks. Yeah, it's been like 3-4 months.
Yeah, man, you're now a wanted fugitive.
Now I'm a wanted fugitive. I'm stuck in England. Since this all kicked off, I left England last time. I went to Africa and all of that, and then I come back. And
we couldn't mention the details, could we? Probably can't mention the details.
I went to Africa. I come back. I had a court date the other day, so I flew back into England.
They wanted to put you in prison.
They wanted to put me in prison for something that happened in 2000. It was late 2019, so it was like nearly 2020.
Mate, I think that's crazy.
Crazy.
Because like you don't do that anymore.
Nah.
Like I'd be like, oh yeah.
Is that good? Wait, don't do that anymore. Rob a bank, disappear for 5 years, and then go. Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, but come on. Okay, that's a bit of a stupid logic. But no, come on. Like, I think you're, it's
mental.
They're
it's
punishing
mental.
you. Okay, that is very, it's like, oh yeah, should we just let all the Nazis go?
Let him off, It was 3 years. You don't even do that anymore. Let him off.
Equally, like, I used to like say some dumb shit. Like, if I was like a teenager, if I was like 14, 15 years old now, I would probably be like in prison, mate. I just used to troll people and like I'd be so fucking cancelled. Do you know what I mean?
But that's what happens to loads of people,
I just don't think like you're the same person, are you?
Nah.
You know. So yeah, free Ali Law.
Get yourself. I need you at the back of the court mode, telling the judge that look. It was 3 years ago. Just let him off,
mate. Why didn't you get? We can cut us out if you don't know that.
No.
Why didn't you get a lawyer for it?
All right, I didn't take a lawyer because a lawyer was going to cost like $5,000. Yeah. And this is what happened. For people that don't know, right? I climbed up a bridge in 2020 at 5 a.m. and there was no one on the bridge. The bridge was closed to the public.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was closed to the public on that day. There was workers on the bridge, but obviously 5 a.m. there wasn't. But there was just workers doing something on the bridge, so the bridge was closed.
Yeah.
So we climbed it, and the charge that they never arrested us, but police come and they charged us. Never heard nothing about it for about 2 years or a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then randomly get charged and taken to court for it. But the charge was endangering. So it was reckless and culpable behaviour, which is endangering someone's life. The charge was, so I read it, I was like, right, I'm going to pay $5,000 for a lawyer, or I know I can go there and pretty much win this case on my own because they're trying to say I endanger someone's life when the bridge was closed. To me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
So I went to court. The two of my mates that were with me just pleaded guilty. They were like, fuck it, we're pleading guilty. But stubbornness me.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I wish I did. But no, because I thought I haven't committed the crime.
I feel like they try and make an example of you if you don't plead guilty.
100%, they do. But in my head, I hadn't committed the crime. So I was like, don't need a lawyer and I can win this. And I went to court on my own after I had to keep going up because the Scottish law system's a bit different than down here. But I had to go up for like I can't remember what they called it, preliminary hearing or something.
Yeah.
So I had to just keep going up and it's fucking long. Anyway, I won the case. I got there, fucking ripped it apart on my own and won the case. And then he was like, yep, you're found not guilty for that. But then the judge was like, but there is a case for breach of the peace. And I was
mate.
It was one of them ones. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And obviously, if I had a lawyer, it would have been better. A lawyer could have ripped that apart probably, but on my own, I didn't really know. But basically, what I've been charged for was breach of the peace. I could have alarmed and distressed someone. That was the charge. Could have. I haven't. There's no one in court saying, I've alarmed and distressed you by climbing. You've scared me by climbing the bridge. If there was someone there that said, right, this affected my life, seeing you on the bridge, it scared me. But there's no one. It's a could have charge. So I've been charged on could have alarmed and distressed someone. There is no person that's been alarmed and distressed, but I could have alarmed and distressed someone by climbing it. But anyway, all this, and then that was the 9th time I've been up to Scotland. I've had to drive up there from Southampton, like 8-hour drive,
mate,
on no sleep. Like every time I do it, like no sleep because I got to be there for like 9 a.m. So I leave at midnight. It's like an 8.5-hour drive, and I drove up there. It was meant to be the last case. I flew back in for it, and basically because I went to Dubai, like I've moved to Dubai, in between all of this, nothing to do with that. But
you can't stay here.
Yeah,
for
I can't stay
over
here.
60 days, whatever it is.
Yeah. So I obviously went to Dubai, and I was keeping in touch with the court. So when I was last with you, like I was ringing the court. That I don't know if you remember, I was ringing the court at that heli place.
Yeah,
I was trying to sort it out, and because I'd left the country, he's basically saying I'm a flight risk. But I was like, I'm not. He's basically saying I left the country to try and fucking escape the court, which obviously if I'd done that I wouldn't have flown back for it, you know? Like he knows it's bollocks. But anyways, charged me on that. They've put an order to take my passport off me for 5 weeks until the next court date. So, but it's the longest thing ever. Like I've had to drive up there.
It's bad, man.
Multiple times.
Like breach of the peace is
such a bollocks charge.
It's like some like draconian Nazi Like, because what defines breach of... Oh, no, alarmed and distressed
Alarmed and distressed is the same,
It's like, mate, the way you're looking at me is making me feel alarmed and distressed.
As my mate said, when a football game's on, if you go out, like when Liverpool or like Rangers beat Celtic or whatever, if you go out in a Celtic top, is that going out to deliberately alarm and distress someone? Where do you draw the line?
Scary, mate, isn't it?
It is scary,
It's like China kind of like...
It's a bit wild, yeah, because can they just put that on anything? Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't do nothing wrong, like I climbed up, whatever, but like the whole thing is I'm in court and been charged and treated like a proper criminal for a could have. It's not like, I'd understand if there's like an old lady that said this really affected my life and I'm having bad dreams since this. I'd understand that because there's a victim.
Yeah.
But without a victim, I've been charged.
Well, it's like saying, oh, I thought about robbing a bank. And then, like, the police kicking in your door and dragging you to prison because they're like, oh, it's like a thought crime.
Yeah, it's like a thought crime. You could have,
scary.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
I could fucking put a knife in you right now. What are we going to do? Arrest me for...
Yeah, fucking do it, mate.
Do it. Viral podcast. Podcast host gets stabbed mid-podcast. We really didn't expect that.
It's scary, man. It's proper scary, bro. But as well, like, I'd understand even if based on the charges that are against you,
yeah.
If, like, for example, you were still getting arrested and making, like, videos where you could be breaching a peace or, like, scaring people and all that stuff. But it's like you stop doing that now. It's like you don't do illegal stuff anymore. And it's like 2 years ago, there's no victim. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just,
It's all what... I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. It is what it is. I just sort of accepted it as weird. But the most crazy thing I was telling you before is there was a guy... So in Scotland, my dad's Scottish and like they just love alcohol. Massive. Everyone over up there's pretty much an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But there's... Like, I was there last time. There were 7 people that got seen before me for their they're out, what's it called? Like the charge, where the judge tells them what they get or whatever. I had to watch 7 people go in before me, and 100% of them, 7 people were all alcohol related, whether it was drink driving, domestic abuse, or whatever. Every charge was alcohol related, And there was a guy before me, and he had a restraining order against his girlfriend for like some violent fucking drunken whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was something like he obviously had a restraining order against his girlfriend, so he couldn't go near her. He chased her down the road and fucking smashed the car. Like, this was after he already had a restraining order. He chased her down the road, smashed the window with a kid in the back of the car, and then she drove off. And the judge is speaking to him like really sympathetic, and he's like, we're going to give you one more chance. Just know how serious this is. You cannot do this. You've got bail conditions to not go near. And I'm like, what's the point in the restraining order before? But anyway, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, like, this judge is sound. Like, this guy's chilling. Then I go up and it's like, you've climbed out the bridge and you could have alarmed and distressed someone. I'm like, fuck, I'm living in some dystopian world here. This is bullshit.
That's probably why you don't live in the UK anymore, isn't it?
Mate, this country's done. I'm going to get this over and done with, take out whatever they give me, and I'm out of here forever. I'm never coming back, ever.
Mate, yeah, man. It's like, it's scary, isn't it, bro? It's scary. I feel like it would have been... Like, even better, like, you got down from the bridge, the fucking police officer gave you a little backhand, gave you a little slap, slap around the back of the head, like, you're a fucking idiot, don't do that again.
Yeah, boom.
Sorted, mate. But obviously, you can't do that in this day and age either, can he? Or he's going...
Yeah, not allowed to do that these days.
Yeah, I feel like rules for the sake of rules are just scary. That's scary, man.
Yeah, where'd you draw the line? I don't know. It's all a bit crazy. Like, the system is broken. I'm not going to sit here and, like, complain about it or whatever, but the system is broken in the sense that I'll give you another example like that was perfect. I jumped into the Big Brother house a few years ago, which we've been fucking...
Oh, dude, I remember this because I felt was this like the end of your? Was this your demise?
This is the demise. This is the end of me. This is what.
Because I watched your shit then. I watched that video. Yeah, I remember that. And then I kind of like, I don't know what it was, or if I just like was just busy and not really watching YouTube. But then I didn't really see much of your stuff after that.
Yeah, after that was the demise. That was when it all went downhill. But we were pushing the boundaries, and I understand that. And back there was a bit naughty. But
you got to get to a point, don't you, where it happens, and you're like, okay, fuck, you get a reality check.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And anyway. But even so, like, we'd done it. We jumped, for anyone watching, we jumped into the Big Brother house, like, made a video sneaking into the Big Brother house. Didn't hurt no one. We hopped over a gate and we got a bit sneaky. We didn't break anything, steal anything.
Were they filming at this point?
They were filming, so it was on live TV.
And there's people in there?
Yeah. So the whole idea of it was to go viral and go, like, at the time we were blowing anyway, and we were just trying to get more and more extreme. And we thought, if we can somehow time it and get in as they're evicting someone, and then just me and my mate Ryan walk through, like, the door, like, strolling through the back or whatever. That was the whole idea, to, like, not crash it, but like just get on that live TV, do like most ridiculous thing ever.
Okay.
So that was the idea, and we managed to get in. Like, get fully to the garden, and like we went to open the door, but they'd locked the door, so we literally had done it. But anyway, so ultimately didn't hurt no one, didn't break anything. It was a bit naughty, but got charged with that.
What do they charge you? Was it bad when you got? How did they catch you?
They caught us in the garden. Like 20 security come running into the garden. We watched so the footage never got released because the police took our GoPros, but the footage, the CCTV got played in court, and it was very funny. But yeah, mate, so they ran in like. There was probably about 10 of them, let's say 10 security.
Yeah,
they run in, but they put the house on like a lockdown, and we're in the garden. We go to open. We had to run across the roof, drop down like quite a big drop into the garden.
Yeah,
and then we couldn't get back up because it was like a big hang drop. So you're like trapped in the garden. But we were like, we're here. Went to open the door. Like you can see all the guests there. Went to open the door.
Were they all looking at you?
I think a couple of them was, yeah. And then that if you type it in on YouTube, like that footage got played on TV, and it was like, Big Brother, there's someone in the garden, or there's people in the garden, something like that. Then we went to open the door and it was locked because they'd put the house on like red alert, like knew there was intruders, so it like locked the whole place down. But then from that, the security all come running out, went to open the door, like another door. So that door to the house is there, and then there's another door. I don't know what it is, like a shed in the garden or something. They come running out, and it was like something out of a comedy, mate. They all come running, and they went to open the door. The door's locked because the house has been put on lockdown. So they're trying to open the door. They're trying to open the window. Like they're trying to get out. Ryan's trying to climb out. I just realised that I'm like
Ryan Taylor.
Yeah, Ryan Taylor.
Yeah.
I realised we're never getting out of here. That's like fucking 20 foot high. Like we ain't climbing.
You just
up
stood
that
there.
wall.
What are you doing?
I jumped in the hot tub. I got in my boxers. I was like, fuck, I'm getting in the hot tub. Because I got my GoPro on. I'm like, well, we can at least make this video interesting. So I jumped in the hot tub. I'm in the middle of the hot tub. Oh, mate, I just wish we could show you this footage because it did get released like later on, but it sort of got removed. I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
Did you not get this stuff back?
No, they seized my GoPro, but Ryan's was like backed up to a cloud. So Ryan had his footage. But yeah, they took.
So can you not get it back now?
Nah, they took the
really?
The whole thing in the court case when you got found guilty. It's like if you used a knife for a crime, that's a act that got used in a crime. That's an item that got used in a crime. So they said the GoPro was used in the crime.
Oh my god!
Seized the GoPro, and then we never got the GoPros back. So
what do they charge you with?
Aggravated trespassing. So it's like trespassing in the UK isn't a criminal offence. So that's how we always got away with the videos.
Yeah.
But when you do it so this is how they get, like people that run on football pitches.
Yeah.
So you're interrupting a lawful. Yeah, same.
Should we do it?
Yeah, you get fucked for that. You do get fucked. Yeah. Do you know Jarvo?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you seen his stuff recently?
Nah.
He runs on the cricket pitches. He dresses up in cricket. He calls himself Jarvo 69. He's got a big 69 on his back, and he like proper gets on the pitches and that. And then he'll like. There was one in Japan. Type in Jarvo 69.
Oh,
Japan.
he didn't in Japan, did he?
Mate, he ran on and he got next to him. You know when they're like singing the national anthem, and he stood next to him, just a bunch of Japanese guys, and then a white Jarvo stood there. He's got his hand on his, and the TV, like they didn't even question him. He's on live TV. If you type it in, I was watching it the other day. It cracks me up. But yeah, you do get fucked for running on the pitches. But same thing. So it's like you're interrupting a lawful activity. So that's what we done. We interrupted a lawful activity. So they charged us with that. And then when I went to court for that, I had lawyers for that one. When I went to court for that,
how much did that cost you in like court fees?
At one point, I had 2 court cases on the go, and I spent 35 grand.
How much do you reckon you spent in your life on court fees?
Too much.
How much? God, give me a ballpark.
I don't know. I'd say 50k plus. Fucking savage money, man.
Yeah.
I'd say, that's
not too bad.
Not as bad. No,
obviously, I wouldn't like that, but I mean, I would have thought it'd be more for you.
No, so a lot of them, we never took lawyers. So there's 2 types. I've been to court loads of times, but for like civil matters, so like getting sued by companies. I just never took lawyers for them because I was like, I fucked it anyway. Like they're basically trying to take you to court to get, say Manchester United football stadium. We jump into the stadium. They go and effectively are trying to get a restraining order. That's what it is. It's an injunction. So it's a restraining order from you ever being able to go back there. How am I ever going to win that case? Like I've jumped into it. Like even with the best lawyers, you can't win that case because you've jumped in. Like you've made a video sneaking in, so they're going to win guaranteed. So I never took lawyers for them ones, but we fucked ourselves a bit. We got into quite a bit of like they would take you to court. How it would work is they'd take you to court, and like O2 Arena did this. Merlin Attractions that own like all the theme parks.
Oh yeah, I was like, mate, do you want to come to Owen Towers?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Can't come. Honestly, my ex-girlfriend hated it. She was like, want to go anywhere. And I'm like, literally, I can't go to London Eye. I can't go to Madame Tussauds. I can't go like any of them main attractions in London. I can't go to.
Are they all Merlin?
All Merlin attractions. Theme parks, football stadiums, O2 Arena.
I can't. Yeah, in this country, I basically can't go anywhere.
So what would happen if you? Do you reckon on the O2 Arena they've like got your ID in a system or something?
100%.
So you couldn't even go there for like an event or something.
Nah.
Wow.
No chance.
Wow.
And if I
man.
did, then you're breaching a court order. It's the same as in Scotland, breaching a restraining order don't seem to be a problem, obviously. But I don't know if you know George King. He climbed up the Shard.
What's his name on?
The Shard climber on Instagram.
Is he like our age?
Yeah.
A little bit younger, maybe. Yeah, I know him.
You've probably seen him, but he went to prison for climbing up the Shard, and the only way.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So the only way they managed to put him in prison is because the Shard had an injunction on it from like us boys, like me, Nightscape,
No way.
Ricky, I think maybe Ryan, because we'd done videos in and around the Shard.
Yeah.
So they put an injunction on it, and by them having an injunction, then George climbed it and he breached the injunction. So he's been to prison, but he ain't got a criminal record, which is a mad thing. Like he's been to prison on a civil case.
Yeah.
So you're not actually. Yeah, he went to prison, but that's what would happen if I went to Merlin Attractions. Basically, if I come to a theme park with you, I'd be breaching a court
Was it
order.
George King?
Yeah, George King. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check him out after this. I remember watching a documentary that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a cool lad.
He's the coolest, man. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
That's fucking. Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing something on what it was charged on. I was like, bro, going back to this is scary,
I
mate.
didn't realise.
Scary.
I didn't realise you could go to prison and not have a criminal record. I learned that from him. So he went to prison and he was a civil prisoner. It was like he was in there. So he come out and he's been to prison, but he's not got a criminal record.
I feel like, how long was he in prison for as well? It wasn't.
I want to say he got 6 months and he got out in 3.
Okay.
I want to say it was around that.
That's still bad though.
Yeah,
mate.
man. They just locked him up for 3 months.
It's like they take away your life over something that's like, let's face it, he's not going to hurt anyone unless he falls off and falls onto someone.
Yeah,
like, what are the chances?
Yeah, and even then, like, I think around it, you've got. We had this in court once. We climbed a crane and the judge was actually really sound. The judge actually got us off with it. Yeah. We went in and his lawyer was trying to say if we fell off this crane,
what
we would have
lawyer
hit
was trying to say that?
Their lawyer, like the people that were prosecuting.
Oh,
like
so they chose to prosecute you for climbing the crane?
Yeah, it was just a random crane in London, and so it was the police, the CPS that done it, and the judge actually like stuck up for us, and he was like, if he fell off this crane, it's got a building site around it, like. They would have fallen into the building site and it was at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like they wouldn't have ever hit anyone. And it's the same with the Shard. If he fell off that, it's got all that glass around at the bottom, like to say that he would have hit someone. But yeah, same.
It's like, yeah, man, like I'm pretty sure you can go and touch a kid and you can get like a year.
Oh, mate, you want me to tell you a story, right? So going back to Big Brother.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I've touched a kid if that's the way you're looking at me.
I've seen a few times where I'm like, should I make a joke about this? I'm like, no.
Not allowed.
I'm a serious podcaster
now. Serious podcast.
Right?
I don't want to lose brand deals.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Don't want to ruin that Athletic Greens
No, you don't want to lose that
deal,
sponsorship.
Mate. Yeah, it's coming.
So I jumped into Big Brother house, got charged with that, got 250 hours, 260 hours of community service.
What did you do for community service?
I done 2 things. I worked in a charity shop and cleaned. Mate, I actually liked it.
Really?
Well, I tell you what, simple life, mate. I tell you what, I was stressed at the time, and I hadn't worked a normal job in ages, so I didn't appreciate my free time. I was at a point, didn't appreciate my free time.
Yeah.
And I'd go to this charity shop, and I'd be like talking to old biddies all day, making friends with the oldies. Like me and like 80-year-old Susan were talking about life.
Anyone ever ask why you worked there?
Yeah, a few people they couldn't, but they all loved me in there, mate. Oh, so when I first rocked up, the lady had been told that I was like, she'd obviously been told by the whatever you call them, not the court people, but the people that arrange your community service.
Yeah, like
probation. Them. So she'd obviously been told something, because as soon as I got there, she was like, this guy's a social media guy, he'll be filming in there, blah, blah, blah. So as soon as I got there, they were like strict, complete arseholes to me, like really just treat me like a dickhead.
Yeah.
And she'd like take my phone off me, put it in a locker at the beginning of the day, because you're not allowed on your phone and stuff. But they don't do that to anyone else. But it was only because they were scared that I was going to be filming in there.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't, because I'm not dumb. Like I know if you film on community service, you get fucked. So, so yeah, I rocked up, and I think they were expecting me to be an arsehole. And then once she got to know me, she realised I wasn't an arsehole.
It's probably like the judge, mate.
Yeah.
And if you just see, like, I hate calling
from face value, probably.
Yeah, man, like the stuff you do, your previous experience, you just seem like a twat. But you're a good dude. Like, you're not gonna go out and harm anyone, are you? Like, sure, you've done some dumb shit, but it's only really you that's. It's probably very difficult for people from the outside in that aren't in this world to determine like who's going around actually being a knob to people and who's just doing some like out there shit that they like to do. Yeah,
it's harder. I think from face value, look like a bit of a knob, or could be a knob for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely have that. I think people think that. It's either love or hate, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, I rocked up, and at first she sort of just, she was trying to make my life hard. And I think she was expecting me to, like, they would just give me shitty jobs. They'd be like, go downstairs and get all these bags empty. And I'd just be like, okay, cool. I'll go down. I was there for 8 hours a day, and I'd just fucking get on with it. And like, I never back chatted to them. I was always nice to them. And then after a while, now, like, I go down and chat to her all the time. She's sound, like, but I did that. And mate, it wasn't too bad. It was long though. Like, I got 260 hours. And
how many days is that?
So mate, 8 hours a day. 10 days is 80 hours, 20 days. It's like a month of full work. Like, and I was trying to get out of the way, and they don't let you do it back to back.
Unpaid as well.
Unpaid.
What do you do how do you live if you're someone that doesn't have any like money and you got community service?
You do like 1 hour one day every fortnight type vibe, and it takes you about 2 years to do.
Holy
but I
fuck.
was trying to get it out of the way ASAP.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the story as what I was saying. Yeah, it's about the kid fiddler. You were saying
the kid fiddler.
You were saying you feel like kid fiddlers get off it. And if you look, type in paedophile charges on Google in the UK, and the sentences are terrible. Like, they don't put these people in prison. They give them lenient sentences every time. Like, there's thousands of cases of it, and people get fuming about this all the time, which understandably.
Mate, I
like,
try not to.
That
look
is
at
the
it.
worst people of society. That is the worst. There's no crime worse than that, yeah? And anyway, so Big Brother, I jumped in, got 260 hours of community service. And then when the first day I went to community service, I rocked up at a churchyard. I had to, like, clean a churchyard with a bunch of other people. That's what you do on, like, your first day.
It's one of the nonce.
Well, yeah, there was an old boy there, and he had a Ralph Lauren top on, like a button-up top. He was speaking really posh.
Oh, you know, it's a fucking nonsense.
Well, I didn't want to.
If you're wearing a Ralph Lauren top, you're fucked.
You can't judge someone, so I didn't say anything. But there was 2 other people there that were like there on drunk driving charges, just normal, like a guy and a girl, and they're both there on drink driving charges, and they were really normal. And I got along with them. We're cleaning, joking. She was convinced this guy was a nonce. She was like, I just know he's a nonce.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's a nonce, and I'm like. You don't want to call. That's the worst thing. You don't want to call someone a nonce.
Yeah, just
because he could have been there for drink driving, but he didn't say what he's there for. And she found his name on the register. It was Roger something. Found his name, Googled his name, and there was an article, and he had been charged for child porn of the worst category from 2000 to 2018. So I got charged. I think it was 2019 that I was doing a community service.
Yeah.
So he had 18 years worth of the worst type of child porn. And he got 150 hours of community service. He got less community service than me. And all I had done was hopped over a gate and pissed off a corporation. Didn't hurt no one, nothing. And that made me sick. That made me proper sick. And then I tweeted about it. I just fuming like, this guy. And I didn't say his name or anything, but I just tweeted.
Yeah.
So I'll go into this story. It's a pretty like funny story. I tweeted like, a paedophile fucking got 18 years worth of child porn, got less community service than me. That's all I tweeted. Next minute, I'm getting rung up by community service. They're like, we're taking you to court. You've breached your probation services or whatever. I didn't really understand what. They called me in for a meeting. They started going nuts at me. And they're like, because you've tweeted this, another guy has rocked up to the community service drunk with a glass bottle and tried to kill him. Or like, no, they've looked for him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I haven't tweeted the guy's name.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be a fucking nonce.
Maybe it's fucking good. I was like, good,
mate, that annoys you where like, people
protecting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pedophiles and criminals are protected in this country.
Yeah,
man.
they
like,
are. That's the what. Hang them off a bridge.
Yeah, I actually think if there's irrefutable evidence, okay, so especially if you've done something like killed kids or like,
oh mate,
like if there's irrefutable evidence that you've done it, like literally like. Every box is ticked, so there's no possible way it's like an mistake. You should be killed. Your life should be ended.
100%.
But I think that's one of the things. Like I feel like America is obviously the prison system is screwed up there, but I feel like when like in the UK, like for example, I watched a video the other day, and this dude like beating the shit out of a copper, like. Smashing him in the face and stuff like
I think I've seen this
in the car.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, okay, like what? Like part of me just thinks as well, like, okay, the guy should have just like let him go and got him later. But then I'm also like just think like what that guy might do a few years in prison, you know. In America, he's gonna do if it was America, he'd do like 20 years in prison.
Yeah, do like life in prison.
Life in prison for that. And then it's like I don't know what they're like with child molesters out there, but if you go to prison as a child molester in America,
you get fucked
you're dead.
up. Yeah.
You're literally dead.
Yeah.
You get fucked up or you're dead. And then it's like here, it's like nothing really happens.
No, nothing.
I just think
yeah, that system's broken. I don't know. They try. I think that's the reason. I think
both are bad. America and US. It's not. But I feel like harsher for
Mate, I think they try and protect them because they know if they send them to prison, they're going to get fucked. As I spoke to people, I haven't been to prison, but I spoke to a few people that go to prison. Apparently, pedos get like put on a separate wing and effectively looked after because they know if they put them in, no matter what crime someone's in there for, most people have kids or know that that's fucked up. That's one thing. Like, you could be the worst criminal gonna rob the bank or whatever, but you're never. That is sick. You know what I mean? Like that, you're gonna fuck up. Most people in there have kids and stuff, so they won't put them in, but they're protected and they don't put them in prison, mate. Like, if you look online, that is to me, that is the what. There's no worse crime in the world than that.
No.
Than fucking pedophiles, and they're looked after. They don't. Like I said, I got more community service. That guy shouldn't have been doing community service. He should have been in prison.
Yeah.
The guy had 18 years worth of fucking the worst. I didn't even know that there was categories, but it was the worst category. Like 18 years worth. He's obviously a dodgy cunt, and he was looked after. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit broken in that way.
Yeah, man. It makes for so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's fucking wrong, mate. But yeah.
What were we talking about before that? Before we went on to a tangent.
We
just go to tangent.
When I was driving, I listened to the podcast that we'd filmed already 43 minutes, and I was like, right, I just go on a tangent all the time.
But that's why I think I enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, that is like sways off. Doesn't
it's like
it?
when I listen to stuff like. If I listen to like Joe Rogan, it's like I like it when we just have a chat.
Yeah,
you know, it's just two mates
having
a chat. You know, it's like, yeah. What were we talking about before that though? That's what I wanted to ask you. I was thinking about it as you're talking about it. All right, what do you think the craziest thing is that you've done? Like, where you've almost died or something super sketchy?
I feel like I get asked this question. This
is
probably the
most
common one I get. Yeah, like, what's the near miss you've had? Like, I get that all the time when I'm speaking to people. And I never know what to answer because I ain't actually had any. Like,
really?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Didn't you cut away in the parachute?
Yeah.
So I feel like we've done this like 40 minutes too late. But now, obviously,
we should take it back in the beginning.
We picked up the podcast.
We picked back up.
We went, jumped out of a helicopter. It's going to be on YouTube at some point, both our channels.
Yeah.
If you ever get around to getting edited.
Yeah, if it ever comes out.
We didn't die. But no, you, on your AFF, when you learned to skydive.
It was on my 17th jump, I think.
Yeah, tell us about that. So I think normally they say that it's about a 1 in 600 chance.
Yeah.
Of you needing to cut away your main
Is it? I thought
parachute.
it was more than that. I thought it was like quite rare because
I think the average is 600.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, 1 in 600. But then you have a second parachute as well, which is folded differently.
Because most people I speak to have done like thousands and never had a cutaway.
Yeah. So Paul Capsey, who's an absolute don. If anyone wants to do that AFF, hit up Paul Capsey.
Is that who you did yours with?
No, but he's like the nicest dude. He's like a proper like. You can never imagine him getting angry. He's always just really calm. He's like a dad, like a really chilled out, like most. He seems just like a stoner dad. But he's like, he doesn't do any drugs or drink or anything. He might drink, but he's like just really, really chill, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Queen did hers with him because he's so chill. But anyway, he told me that he's done like maybe like 8,000 jumps.
Never cut away.
One cutaway, I think.
Yeah. Most people you speak to.
Most of it's packing it. Your fault.
Yeah, most people in the skydiving world is.
Yeah, what's your one?
So
tell us about your AFF, getting a skydiving license.
I was in America in 2018.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to do skydiving for quite a few years before that. And I was like, right, I'm going to get my AFF. And it was like, I think it was like £600 cheaper out there than it was in the UK. And from everyone I'd spoke to, I knew a few people that had sort of jumped, and they were all saying in England it takes forever because of the weather.
Mate, like, fuck doing it in England.
It takes too long because
you
get put on weather hold all the time. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna.
Everyone at skydiving is just a nonce that loves like belly flying.
we were getting ourselves into some problems in England. Me and Tony pissed off the whole drop zone the other day. Tony with his helmet on.
Should we touch on this real quick? It's funny.
Yeah, right. So we rock up. So everyone takes it. I feel like everyone in the skydiving world just takes it like bare serious.
There's two types of people in the skydiving.
Yeah.
There's one group of people that are like chilled out. They like to have fun. Like they're just like me and you, I'd say.
Yeah.
They're just. I'm obviously gonna be biased because I group us in this group. I'll just say, yeah, we're chill. We like to enjoy ourselves. We just want to get good at flying. And then there's a second group of people who love, probably on the autistic spectrum, right? Somewhere at varying degrees. They love doing this thing called belly flying. So like all you do is rather than jumping out of the plane and doing cool shit, like having some fun with your mates, doing some head down, some head up, some like tracking jumps, like some like doing zoo jumps, hold onto a wingsuit, fun stuff. They like to jump out of the plane and they like to see how many times they can touch each other in a star formation. And it's like you jump out in your belly and then you do a little 90-degree turn and then you grab the other guy, do another 90-degree turn, the other guy, and it's like, oh, we did 13 touches on that jump. Oh, fucking amazing. And then you get people like that are like, I'm just pissed off everyone.
Yeah, that
like
videos get sent around the skydiving cruise.
British skydiving.
Mo's going to be hated.
Revoke my license. I don't give a fuck. I don't even jump at British rules often.
Fuck it.
Anyway, yeah, then you get that group of people. Some of them are lovely. And it's like, you do what you enjoy at the end of the day. But they're like really uptight,
Always.
fucking God complex.
Yeah.
And this does happen from both groups, you know, people that like free flying, people like that like I find there's a certain type of people in skydiving that are like they were probably like prefects, like school monitors
100%,
in school,
yeah.
had no fucking friends, just like to scream at younger kids in the corridor and then think they're like God's fucking gift. And it's the same in scuba diving, man. It's like, it's slightly different because you can't be fat and skydive, but you get this like fat old guy at every British scuba diving club or anything to do with scuba diving. I used to do a shit ton of diving, who is just like miserable, condescending, God complex cunt that like shouts at like, you do something wrong accidentally, they'll scream at you.
Yeah.
I feel like skydiving's kind of got those two groups. I think it's just British people, mate. We're just
It
fucking
could just
cunts.
be British people, all right? Nah, I feel like... I'm thinking about America. I don't know. It might actually just be.
I don't
British
think it's
drop
that bad
zones.
in America.
I
Yeah, because like, and it's just dumb, man. It's like I feel like you never need to shout at someone.
Nah.
You know, you never need.
They're the
to,
worst type, innit? The ones.
like someone's doing something dangerous or someone's doing something wrong. Like sitting down and
tell
explaining to me like, look, like this is why I love Paul. This is why Paul is a legend.
Yeah.
Paul Capsey is like he'll be like, look, like I think you should be doing this like this. That's pretty dangerous doing that. You know, it's rather than it's like shut the fuck up, mate.
Yeah, that just makes someone not want to come back, innit?
Before I went on this tangent, slandering everyone off.
Just fucking ruining the whole community.
I'm gonna get like there's gonna be like a movement against me because I keep calling people autistic as an insult.
Oh yeah, you get cancelled 100%. I'll have to message you, Mo. Could you please remove this podcast? It's not doing good for my image.
Yeah.
That can't be seen with you. I really like you, but I'm gonna have to remove this pod.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Where was we? So belly flight. So we pissed off the whole. We went up. We jumped in England. Me and my mate Tony at. Mo knows Tony very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I should get him on this.
Yeah, Tony would be the
funny.
best guest, honestly.
He would trigger so many people.
He's a G. Like, he is the biggest G ever. Like, he's such a G. Anyway, we jumped with him. Me and Tony have this habit of whenever we jump together, we piss off the old drop zone. And we jumped in England, and we get there, and I showed Mo the video, and Tony tried to get on the plane without his chest strap on.
Did he? To be fair, that is bad.
No, that's bad.
Did they shout at him?
Yeah, he got a good bollocking for that.
Given a bollocking.
But he got in up there. You get on a bus and then you go to the plane.
Okay.
And he fucked up. He didn't have his chest strap on, but he was sorting his gear out. I don't know. He done something. He didn't just forget his chest strap. He was going to do it. He knew about it. But anyway, they give him a bollocking. And took him off the plane load. I hear him shouting at him. Took him off the plane load. He's like, fuck it. And then
but it's like he's like a fucking 56-year-old bloke.
Yeah.
Like,
how can you
why are you going to shout
someone,
at a grown fucking man?
Innit?
Talk to me like a person.
Yeah,
man.
100%.
Nothing boils my blood like someone like thinking they can
shout and put
speak
people
to me
down.
like shit.
Yeah.
or
I hate
anyone.
that, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I look at the judge, like in the court, but you kind of that's like the one person in life you have to kind of take it from.
Yeah, maybe don't go into this too much, mate. Seeing as
yeah, you can't. But you can't sit there and tell a judge to fuck off. That's like anyone else. I will not let anyone speak down to me in life. Like anyone else, you know what I mean? But like if fucking a guy at skydiving starts going nuts at me, I'm just going to tell him to fuck off and walk out. Same as anywhere else in the world. But yeah, in a judge, you can't say that. It's the one person.
I remember when I started when I started learning to skydive, and I had done like 30, 40 jumps. So I was still, I think I was like, I just got my A license, like the first stage of license that you get. And I went to this one place in a drop zone down south. I'm not going to name it.
Name it.
No, I'm not going to name it because the guy, like, I actually get on okay with the guy now. Like, I quite like him now. And like, I got there and he just spoke to me like, do you know when someone gets an image of you straight away?
Yeah.
Like, they just come, like you said, like in the charity shop. I don't know what it was. I don't know if someone used to bully him in school that looked just like me. But I walked through the door. I was meant to be there at 9 o'clock. I got there at 9 o'clock because when you're not very experienced, you have to do you have to go through some briefings, don't you? And you have to do like a jump with an instructor to make sure you can jump because it's a new place. And I got through the door at 9 o'clock and I was meant to be there for 9. And he was like, what do you think you're doing? He's like, what do you think you're doing? coming into my classroom. Can't you see I'm teaching? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm booked in for 9. And he's like, he just looks at me and just goes, sit down. And then he starts going on there doing this lecture, and he's like, some people come here, and they're like, it's a classroom full of like 5 people, like all learning. He's like, some people come here and they think they know everything already. They've got to stick up their ass. Like, and I've never met this guy. And he's like staring at me saying this. And then, yeah, long story short, mate, I literally, he deliberately made me sit around for the entire day, entire day in the classroom by myself. He's like, oh, I've just got to do some stuff with the other students. Wait, we'll go up next. I had to wait for him before I could jump. And then he deliberately made me sit there all day and being like, oh yeah, it'll probably be the next one. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be rude, but if you think you're going to be too busy to jump, I'll go home and come back another day, because it's like a 2-hour drive here, and like I'm just sitting here, no signal. Yeah. And then like he fucking lost it at me saying that. And then he like tried to get me to just not very nice, man. I got in the car and I was so angry. Like I wanted to like fucking, I don't know what I wanted to do. I was fuming, drove back in like silence, and I was like, I'm never going back there again. I was like, it made me want to quit skydiving, dude. And there's so many things like that where it's just like, someone's new at something, you could be like kind and like just nice to them, but you just have this unnecessary god complex. And the same thing happens to my girlfriend as well, mate. It's like, she's a little Asian girl that's just started skydiving. She's not like a bloke. She's quiet. She's like sensitive. And like, bro, like someone will speak to her a certain way or say something to her. Like, I've been there like at drop zones, and there'll be someone who's an instructor when she's learning, and she'll be doing the course without me, and they've literally like grabbed her by the collar and dragged her out the plane. Like, no, dragged her onto the plane because she's like struggling to get up. Like dragged her by her collar. Like she's told me. Then I've been there. And then the guy's gone to do that, and I've looked at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he like treats her nice. It's just like,
God complex. It's a bully.
It's a bully,
someone
mate.
that got bullied in school, and now,
yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I know this is negative, but like,
but you
it
get
makes
that.
me mad.
It's weird because you get that in every aspect. Like, you always find them people. Maybe in England a little bit more, but yeah, it makes me mad. I hate one thing: people that speak down to other people. Like, no matter who you are, unless you're a judge, you can. It's the only one that can do it. They're the only ones that are allowed, but. Anyone else, like, everyone's equal. Don't matter if you're fucking, me and you go to the gym together, you're a fucking G. Do you know what I mean? You've been doing the gym longer than me. You don't talk, like, just anything, in anything. You've got people that are better. You've got people, just someone that speaks down on to someone else. And especially like that, like, you're trying to get into something new, and then it just makes you hate it. It makes you not want to do it.
The thing that makes me mad about that is it's obviously the guy, you're being a cunt to begin with, but then it's like, when there's someone bigger and scarier than you there, you don't do it.
Typical bully, man.
Yeah, I won't get into it because like,
but that is what it is. It's a typical.
But yeah, man.
Name and shame and Mo. Name and shame and Mo.
Makes me fucking mad. Someone's calling me from Dunnigan, Northern Ireland. I'm not even going to answer that. It's probably some like fake ass call. Yeah. But yeah, man. I feel like you just got to distance yourself from those people. Yeah. And that's why I was going back to the point. That's why I would probably, like, there's great people in the UK, isn't there? Like Chris Sears and stuff from the UK.
I've never actually had any problems in the skydiving world. I've always met I don't think I've had any problems. Like, I've always met pretty sound people. Like, there's so many sound people in it.
Yeah,
Chris,
man. It's a very small percentage that leaves like a bit of taste.
I jumped with Phil, the guy you jumped with. He's a G. Like, yeah, everyone. Yeah, just one person always ruins it for everyone.
But yeah, that's what I just think it's better to do abroad, isn't it? Generally speaking, like, you'll get it done quicker. Yeah. I felt like people are a lot friendlier abroad, like a lot more chill. Like, dude, as well. Like, for example, Thailand, Drop Zone Thailand. I'll give it a little plug. Anyone here at Skydives? Queen. We went there. Did a load of jumping there. They're super chill. They're like. They're just really, really nice, really chill. And then the lead instructor, so the chief instructor of a CI, Kong is the guy's name. Like, Queen was struggling to, like, just wanted some help, like with jumping, or just wanted some coaching basically. And then like she went back there again when I wasn't there. And then he was like, even when I was there, he'd still do. I don't know why this is relevant. And now he's seeing my girlfriend. No, I'm joking. No. But I just say it. But like, what I'm trying to say is like, over there, he did all of our coach jumps for free. Like, he was like, oh, if you pay for my ticket to jump, like, I won't charge you a fee. Like, I'm not doing anything. I've got some time. Like, and then he was like, oh, I'm more than happy to like jump with you for free and help you out. And he like helped her, and like, it's just really like like, I feel like you wouldn't get that in a lot of places in the UK, or it's rare in the UK.
Chris Sears was doing the same. I think when we were out in Spain, he was like, I can't remember. It was like Coach Jumps. He sorted us out, like all of us. Like he's a G as well. Chris is. Big shout out to Chris is.
I'm just trying to think what we can say to like wind him up.
Wind Chris up. I don't know. What can we say? We're gonna go jump. Me and Tony jumping together. Me, Tony, and Mo jumping together doing hybrids.
Yeah. Anyway,
hybrids in Spain.
Right. Before I went off on that tangent about slandering off the whole.
Slandering off the whole. You just pissed the whole community off.
At the end,
me and Tony pissing people off up north. Yeah, that was it. So we went, and Tony got taken off for no chest strap.
To be fair, that is stupid. But it's like, there's again, you just be like, look, mate, that's fucking, like, you need to have that on before you get on the plane. Like,
but he got taken off, and then for some reason they made him do a hop and pop on the next one. That was his punishment, to go do a hop and pop from 6K. I don't know if you can roll clips in podcasts, but this is my favourite clip. Yeah, I was 2 behind Tony. This lady jumps. There's 2 of them doing a hop and pop. So hop and pop is you jump at like between 3,000 and 6,000 roughly.
I'm probably not going to put this clip in because it's going to show the 2 that you're about to talk about. And I don't want to piss anyone off too much.
Zoom in, blur the face.
Fuck it.
Anyway, he's jumped at 6K. No, it was him and another lady. She jumped first. And then you look around, and in skydiving, you got like 7 seconds. Well, like depending on the wind, you've got like
separation between.
So someone jumps, and then it's like 5, 6,
and 6K. 6K is low to skydive.
Yeah, it's
FYI,
low.
Yeah, like, it's normally like 15,000 feet. 6,000 feet is pretty low.
So they're just jumping and popping,
like
basically.
a practice that you can.
So she jumps, and then look around at Tony. Bear in mind, he's meant to jump 7 seconds later. Man ain't got his helmet or goggles on. The whole plane. I showed you the video.
Did he have to take it? Did he take him off, or did he just not have him on?
No, so he had his goggles around his neck because he's wearing the shooting one, and he's got to take his helmet off to do it. Obviously, you're meant to do it.
He forgot to put his goggles on.
He forgot to put his goggles on, and then realised last minute, so he took it off. Look around, the whole plane's fuming. All these belly flies and that. They're like, hurry up, what are you doing?
Mate, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I showed Mo the footage, and you look around, they're all like, mate, what the fuck?
Like actually
angry at him, and I am dying.
You're pissing your pants
I am
laughing.
pissing myself. And then he jumped, so he took ages. Then he jumped. He took the piss. The whole plane on the way up, slagging him off. How's he even got a license?
He jumps, and as he jumps backwards,
middle fingers. He middle fingers the whole plane. No, my favourite part is they're like, hurry up, and he's like, he's got his helmet on, and he goes, calm down, in a Scouser. He's from Liverpool, just a Scouser accent. He's like, calm down, and then
yeah, bro. This is a thing as well. Like, okay, like. Number one, he didn't do it on purpose.
No, it was an accident.
He didn't do it on purpose.
And it didn't really affect anyone because there was no one jumping after him.
That's what I don't get.
I'd understand if people were jumping after him, then that 7 second, it does fuck people up.
They were like, hurry up, hurry up. But so he was the last person jumping out at that altitude, so it doesn't matter really when he jumps. Yeah, and even when it does, like when people are like being a little bit slow. Do you know when people are exiting the aircraft, like people get annoyed at you if or at someone if they're taking a bit long to exit the aircraft. They'll be like, oh, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
And like I do get it, but equally it's like at the end of the day, you're there for fun. Mm-hmm. If someone takes too long to jump out, then the plane can go around again. It's not going to cost you any more money. It's not the end of the world. You're doing it for fun at the end of the day. There's no reason to get annoyed about like something that you're there to do.
I feel like I skydive genuinely, like you were saying, there's 2 people in the category. Like I feel like I'm in a 3rd category. I don't really learn anything. I just love jumping out of a plane, fucking about. Like I'm at, like I've got a lot of jumps, but like at my level, I'm probably the shittest person. Like out of anyone with the same jumps as me is the shittest person because I don't learn anything. Every jump, I just fuck about. Like I love jumping with Tony. Me and Tony just jump together. Like we just tumble out the plane. Like we fuck about.
Yeah.
Like that's what I love. So I just do it for fun. But people take it way too serious and. Yeah, and then they're all kicking off at Tony and 6K up to 15K, which took quite a while. I am crying, yeah. Bear in mind, there's a tandem girl next to me doing her first ever skydive, like strapped onto someone.
Yeah.
Tears are coming out of my eyes because I'm creasing up to myself. The whole plane's giving him a good slagging.
Yeah.
And I'm just dying, mate. Tears are coming out of my eyes. I look over at the tandem girl. She's probably thinking, fucking hell, why is he crying? Like, is he scared or something? And I was just like replaying it in my head. The whole thing was hilarious. Like the fact that he pissed off the whole plane, the fact that he's gone calm down.
Mate, I wouldn't do my license with British skydiving. If I was jumping abroad, like I would not do it again with British skydiving, dude. It's like going like that thing for you. It's like we just have dumb rules for the sake of rules that are actually more dangerous. Like I can get triggered about this, man. I'm going. I'm fucking going
deep into.
Like for example, you can't wear a full face helmet.
Yeah, Tony always says about this one. Yeah, Tony says about this.
Because it's dangerous wearing a full face helmet. And it's like, okay, so again, my girlfriend, she's Asian. She's got a fucking flat face. Like, her face is literally 2-dimensional. It's flat. There is no goggles in the world that seals over her face. Like, because you forget.
Is she one of them where the goggles fly up and down?
Yes,
and that?
mate.
Yeah.
So
that's more dangerous.
So, bro, like, she's literally got like no bridge to her nose. Like, a lot of Asian people don't. It's just like genetics.
Yeah.
And we've probably purchased, I reckon, 10 different, every major brand of people are like, oh, you should try these goggles in kid sizes. They sit flat. Get these ones. Like, every single pair that is we've tried. Every single one, because she's got no bridge to her nose, no goggles are like flat, are they? Every single one, air would get sunk underneath, the goggles would bluff her face. She's trying to do it for AFF, she can't see anything. She wears contacts as well, and she's getting like 150 miles an hour of wind into her eyes. And it's like, this is in the name of safety. If she did a skydiving license with USPA, they'll be like, oh yeah, sound. You can wear a full face helmet for USPA. And the reason that you can't wear a full face helmet is because in case it steams up and you can't see.
Yeah.
Because your field of vision is apparently limited. And it's like,
I've never had one steam up ever.
No skydiving helmets made in the last 50 years, made in the last 20 years have like a limited field of view. Maybe if you're wearing a fucking welding mask. Yeah. And then it's like, surely your goggles blowing off your face every jump and trying to put them back on and hold them onto your face, that means that's going to be more dangerous because you can't see. But yeah, dude, we had a thing. I'll let you speak in a minute.
No, go on.
No, we had a thing at Drop Zone, long story short. Because she got a full face helmet. She jumps a full face now. We got a full face helmet and she was on like 40 jumps. And we're chatting to a guy and he was like, oh, if you chat to the CI, the chief instructor, the guy that runs the Drop Zone, and just explain the situation, like, they'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
And we got there and this guy was like, it wasn't a chief instructor. Guy's been a proper dickhead about it, like one of those fucking God complex school prefects guys.
Nuts.
This is like Langer as well. I don't even care naming it.
What's his name?
I can't remember his name, but he was just not nice. Like the way you speak to someone, he was like, no, you can't do that. That's so dangerous. Like implying like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
And I was just there like, mate, she's done the last 20.
How many jumps she got, or did she have at this point?
She's on like 60 now.
She's
not that much. She's still very new.
She can wear face full.
Well, not in England because she hasn't ticked off a few boxes for her. But we jump all over the world.
Yeah.
And like what people don't realize is because they're just stuck in like one little drop zone, is like other places don't have these rules.
Yeah.
Like other places function fine without these stupid rules that you think are gospel.
Rules,
like she's done the last 30 jumps in a full face. And she can see.
Yeah.
She can actually enjoy the skydive. She doesn't have to worry about her contacts getting blown out of her fucking eyes.
Yeah.
And then, this dude just goes off. And we weren't trying to argue it. We're like, oh, okay, like, would we be able to speak to someone about it? Like, would he be able to clear us? And then he's like, yeah. It's like, nah. I was just like, there's no need for it, man.
I feel like that goes into loads of different things in life. Like, everyone follows the rules. Like, there's so many rules. Like, we live, especially in England, like, not take it away from BP, like skydiving, just in England, there's just well too over the top rules for everything.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is. So, give you an example. Well, this was actually in Poland, but this is the world we live in. Do you need to stop?
Yeah. Yeah, Poland.
So, I was in Poland. We went to this castle, and I was like, this is the world we're living in right now.
Was this recently?
Yeah.
I think I saw you there recently. Yeah.
So, we went into this castle, and it was like we were on the pictures in the walls and like the bits that you read and stuff. It was like, oh yeah, these people had to fight to the death whilst everyone watched to see who would conquer this or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, like at one point people were fighting to the death in here. Now you've got a sign that says, please watch your step because idiots fucking trip over on the step. And it's like, that's the world we're living in now. Like this overcautious, but I feel like that overcautious, like rules, obviously, especially in skydiving, will keep you alive, keep you safe, and I understand that. But like with that, for example, it was more dangerous for her to wear the goggles, right?
Mate,
but that comes into like loads of things in life, especially in this country. Like the rules, it's like that Sioux culture. Everyone's just trying to protect themselves, but we live in this like bubble wrapped thing. Everyone's bringing their kids up like safety cautious.
Treat people like idiots.
Yeah, treat people like idiots. But then that creates idiots and people that are not risk adverse and start tripping over things and start killing themselves. But I feel like you need to be doing some
It's
dangerous
what I like
stuff.
about Asia, man, and like that part of the world.
Asia,
like it's like if you in Thailand, if you fucking I don't know, if you smash your head on a on a low hanging beam from some scaffolding because you're on your phone, and then you go and like try and take them to court, they'll like literally laugh in your face, what are you doing, you fucking idiot? In the UK, you'll probably sue the scaffolding company millions. Yeah, bro. And it's like, again, skydiving. We'll go into the license and shit in a second.
Yeah.
Another one is with Queen is her. So you have really strict rules in the UK about what size parachute you can jump. They're like super. They're put in place for safety, which is understandable. But it used to be like an instructor would have the final say on what size canopy you could jump because they know you personally and they can kind of be like, okay, this guy's safe to jump this, safe, yada 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 yada. But now was like some strict as fuck blanket rules. And the new rules, dude, Queen weighs 48 kilos. They don't account for anyone that weighs 60 kilos, less than 60 kilos. The drop zone we jump in Thailand is surrounded by marshland on all sides. So it's like...
What's marshland?
Like wetland. Like it's like swamps.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go to this one in Thailand the first time we go there. And she goes on this, gets the smallest size canopy that she can jump, which I don't know, I think it might have been like a 190 or something. That's the smallest one they had. Or even a 170. And the guy explains to her, she's very new. The guy explains to her, okay, you want to turn here, here, and here at this altitude, because it's actually quite hard to land a parachute where you wanted to land it. So they kind of explain it to you, like what points landmarks you should use to turn when you land. And she does that, and she almost like smashes into a fence, like on the other side, outside of the drop zone. So then, because she's so light and the wing loading,
she's not coming down.
She just doesn't come down. Yeah. So then the instructor has a decision to make. He either has to tell her to make low turns, so turn at like 200 feet, which is like the first thing you're taught not to do because low turns can kill you because you drop out of the sky when you turn effectively. Or the other option is to start her landing pattern and turn like basically out over the sea or over the swamp and water. And because they're like actually in the US in that country they still have like some common sense. Queen now jumps to 150, like which is still really big.
So they're going against the rules, but they're like,
well, it's not going against the official rules, but she'd speak.
They'd speak
to her and it'd be like, okay, yeah, like look at this, like you're obviously very light, so you still come, even though the canopy is quite small on the 150, you'll still come down like very slowly. The wing loading's still under 1, like you're going to be able to land safely, and then like. So she's like done like loads of jumps on that. She'll go to the UK with a wing loading of like 0.9 or something. Like I was on the same size canopy comparatively, like on my AFF, and they'll be like 150. Like you can't jump that. Are you crazy? Who's been letting you do that? You're gonna die. I'm just there like, oh, I fucking hate this country,
mate. That's take it away from skydiving. That is this country. Like for everything, everything's just over the top.
Mate. Yeah.
Crazy rules.
I used to identify as 70 kilograms.
You're allowed to do that.
So I'm 90 kilograms, but back in the day when I was on like my newbie license, I would identify as 70 kilograms.
How much was you at the time?
Like 92.
You naughty bastard.
But it's just fucking crazy.
You naughty bastard. But yeah, England's full of, that's what I love about Asia as well. Like there is rules, obviously. I'm not saying there's no rules at all, but just more common sense. Like, take away, again, outside of skydiving, just life in general. Like you're saying, walking in, I feel like this country, everyone's wrapped in this bubble wrap, like kids, everyone's bringing their kids up, like, safety cautious of everything. Everyone's scared of everything.
I feel like that breeds mediocrity. Like
of course
in every
it does.
aspect of life, bro. Like you're only like living in Dubai and like traveling full time as a job because you take those risks, because you do those things. And it's always like using the skydiving example as well. It's like the people that are like the school prefect, like scream at you, like guys that kind of wave a thing like, oh, you shouldn't be doing, I'm reporting you. Like, they're never the people at the top of the game. They're never people that are absolutely fucking killing it. It's people that have spent their whole life like risk averse, doing these things that they're or like petrified of like what others people might think of them, and then their skill reflects that. And it's like the same in like everything. It's why it makes me mad. It's like, okay, enjoy working your fucking the same job in the same house, making the same money, having the same life you hate for the rest of your life because you're scared to do anything that's any kind of risk, but don't make everyone else around you try and live that shitty mundane life because you're too much of a fucking pussy, you know?
That's what it comes down to. I met a guy the other day and his son, he's got a 3-year-old son, and he takes him like paragliding strapped onto him. So he wingsuits. I met him through Jack, one of Jack's mates. and followed him on Instagram.
That's
and
sick.
I think that kid's gonna grow up to be a beast in every aspect of life. Like he put a video up and he's like jumping off this only like a small pier, but he like jumps through the gap of these two little beams. Like not dangerous, but like he's got a life jacket on.
Yeah.
Kid's like, I'm pretty sure he's 3 years old.
Yeah.
Jumping in, then he's like flying paragliders with it, like all this sick stuff. And I feel like there'd be so many parents out there. Like Travis, you know Travis Pastrana?
Yeah.
So he jumped off a cliff with his son, like 9-year-old son, strapped to him as like a bungee jump. And the comments, there was like, no one knew it was Travis Pastrana because like, a lot of people didn't because it was posted
Oh, it was
on,
a
like,
bungee jump, so it's fucking safe.
Yeah, it's a bungee jump, safe
yeah.
as fuck. And the comments, there's like thousands of comments kicking off saying he's the worst dad in the world and he's dangerous, he should never risk his kid's life like that, blah, blah, blah. All of this. And it's like, obviously people didn't realise it was Travis Pastrana as well. Just thought it was this regular guy. But same thing, like everyone's just terrified of everything in this world. And I feel like that does just breed... It actually breeds unsafe people, I think. Obviously, not like to a level like
100%.
when I have a kid, I'm gonna be doing stuff like that with him. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna be dangling him off cranes and running away from the police with him. Come on, Johnny, let's go.
Throwing him into the Big Brother house.
Yeah. No, but
I agree,
I think
man.
you need that with kids, man. Like how you were showing me them videos of you as a kid, like spearfishing, like swimming in Cornwall. Like that's the life. That's how kids should be brought up.
My dad would like when I must have been like 5-6 years old. My dad would like take me out into like 6 foot surf, so like I don't know, like 15-foot faced waves, like 15 foot
big old waves.
I was probably like 6 foot face. It's probably like 10-15 foot. So yeah, big and far out. And I was like too small to like paddle the board, and he would like push me onto the waves and be like, good fucking luck, and just like force me to do it. And I used to like be crying sometimes. Just I ultimately liked it. And they used to do stuff as well. Like we used to go fly power kites, and the kites were so big for me that I'd just fly off. So he'd have to like hold on to the back of the harness. It's probably like 8, 9, 10. And like I'd be like flying away and he'd be like trying to pull me down. And we just used to do loads of shit. Like we used to stand on top of cliffs and like when it's really windy and like lean over the cliff and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, man, like you get people every now and then, like a Karen come up to him being like, oh my God, I'm reporting you for child endangerment and all this shit.
Social services.
But yeah, bro, I just feel like it breeds people with no common sense at all. Yeah, man, like I'm sure if, I don't know what a good example is, but if there's like, you'll have no problem climbing up like an 8-foot wall, or like walking if you needed to cross like a beam to get somewhere or something, you know, that's like over a multi-story fucking building. Like just, I know it's stupid, or if there was like some disaster, you know, like you'll be fine. You have like common sense, but I feel like
a lot of people 100%.
Screwed.
100%.
All right.
No, wait, I was going to go somewhere with that. Where was I going to go with that? Fuck, I had a good point there. Just it's gone. No, go on. Crack on.
Sorry, man. Before I interrupt you, man, for a million tangents, tell me about skydiving license.
Okay, so got my license 2018. I think Felix Baumgartner jumping from space made me want to get it.
Yeah.
Like in 2012 or whatever that was. And I'd wanted to do it for years. Never had the money to do it. I used to watch people on YouTube, like when I had no money. I used to watch people on YouTube and always want to skydive, but I'd like look into it.
Fuck, how am I gonna afford that?
I'd look into it, it'd be like $2,000 for a license, $5,000 for a parachute. Like, how the fuck am I? Like, I'd never seen. How do people afford this shit? I used to watch like Jay Alvarez, and there was another guy, an Australian guy, and I used to watch their vlogs, and they'd like rock up. They got their own parachute and that. I was like, that's the dream. That is sick. So I always wanted to do it, could never afford it. And then when I finally got some money, 2018, I was in America and I had some money, and I was like, it's time. And I was with Ryan Taylor. He was living out there at the time, and then tried to get him on it. He wasn't on it. And I
did you not want to do it?
He didn't want to do it, nah. But I just rocked up to the drop zone on my own. I just fucking went out like 2 hours into the desert, rocked up to this drop zone in the middle of America on my own as like how old was I? Like 20? Let's see. Yeah, probably like 20, maybe 21, 22 or something. I was like, hello guys, I'm here to get a license. I think I rung up at Ryan's and they were like, oh, we've actually got a space come clear like tomorrow or something. So I was like, I just fucking went for it.
Yeah.
And I went out there, got my license, and just jumped AFF and met some sick people out there. And
how to get a cutaway?
So that was my 17th jump, and I don't actually know what happened. Like, look, I think
cut away prematurely.
What's that mean? Like
you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I think so. Like definitely. So at the time, Logan Paul was learning to skydive as well, and he cut away. Like I think it was either before, like in the space of like a week, like either before me or after me. I can't remember which one it was, but it was at the same drop zone.
Really?
I think it might have been after me. Yeah, I think it was after me.
Yeah.
But either way, his one apparently, like when you speak to skydivers, like they said it was the same. Like he shouldn't have cut away. Yeah. So his one, I think mine one was as well. I don't actually know what like.
Do you have line twists?
No. I was spiraling hard though.
Oh, okay.
I was spiraling. All I remember is I opened up. I was quite low anyway. Obviously, I like a little low pool, don't we, Mo? We like a low pool. I was spiraling high. Obviously, at this point, I'm completely new to skydiving, yeah? Like, I'd done 17, I'd just done my AFF and a couple solo jumps or whatever. And all they drill into you, I don't know if it's the same here, but because obviously I didn't learn it, but in America, it's like, they just drill that fucking cutaway, like pull red, pull. They like when you're learning, they just constantly are drumming it into you. Every morning you come in, they teach you in case you need to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just fucking remember spiraling hard, and
like spinning out of control,
but like fucking
like Tony, yeah.
No, not like under canopy.
Oh, under canopy you were spinning.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
I think like the left toggle would come out.
Oh, you had a brake fire.
I think
so
on one side, so then one was fucking...
And you just don't know what to do.
Yeah, just didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
but to the point, like I was from what I remember, spiraling fucking hard.
Yeah.
Shitting myself. And I looked at my outie, and I think, what did they tell you? Like 2.5 to just, no matter what, cut away by 2.5, right? Is it 2.5? It's like when you're learning.
It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit less. This is really bad that I don't know the exact figure.
I think when we learn, I want to say when you're learning, they probably say it's higher.
I think they say the hard deck is like 1500.
Okay.
It's like final.
Yeah,
don't hold me to that. But I've always said to myself,
someone's watching Mo's thing kills themselves because they're like, 1500.
Yeah.
It must be about 1500.
I'm pretty. It's low.
Yeah.
But I've always said to myself, like, if I have a problem, I'm fucking cutting my main at like 2.5.
Yeah.
Like I'm not riding it down to like 1K or yeah.
But so fucking whatever it was, it was like 5-6 years ago.
Probably learn
now.
that again. That's quite
yeah,
bad,
we should probably both learn
it's
that.
It's either 1K or it's 1.5K.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll cut away at 1.5 when we next you cut away at 1. And if you die, we know you can cut away at 1.
I reckon it's just open up and you just like be landing line straight to the land. But yes, I cut away, shit myself, and like whatever altitude they had told you to cut away with, I can't remember, it was 2.5, 1.5, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I got to that altitude and I hadn't sorted it out, and I was like, fucking, they've drummed this into me, cut away.
Yeah.
So I remember grabbing the red.
If in doubt, chop.
So I grabbed the red handle, pulled that, and then that separated me from the parachute, and then I went into a little free fall again, boom, popped that. Reserve opened, and I was thankful to be alive. I was like, fucking yes, boy.
Probably a break, man.
I don't know, I can't remember. They did tell me at the time. Obviously, they got the parachute. Luckily, it was rental gear, and in America, I don't know if it's the same here, but on rental gear, you have to pay for the fucking...
I heard this.
If you lose the gear, you pay for it.
I think in the UK, because it's insured, it's all good.
They cover it,
It's all good, yeah.
But I was going to lose, like...
That sounds dodgy, though, because surely that kit would be insured.
You would think, right?
So maybe they're trying to fuck you on that. I don't really know.
Either way, like you sign some papers when you rent it.
Yeah.
So you pay like, I don't know, like $25 a jump to use the gear or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
And then you sign papers, and obviously they'll say like the cost of the parachute. Bear in mind, it's a fucking old parachute probably, or like canopy.
Yeah, it'd be worth like 500 quid.
They charge you like $3,000 or whatever the value of it is. I think it was 2.5 or $3,000. So yeah, they're laughing.
They want you to cut away.
Yeah, they want you to cut away. So I cut away, but the guy on the ground, luckily, like the ground crew guy, seen it, followed it in the van and got it back for me.
Yeah.
So he saved me. I want to say it was $2,500.
Yeah.
Is what they were trying to charge me. And then the handles were like,
oh, you drop them?
Yeah, I dropped them.
Yeah,
fucking just chucked them. I didn't know to hold on. No one had taught me that you could even hold on to it.
And
obviously, you're panicking, chopped away. So I mean, they were $50 each, so like $100 at the time, just for these little handles. But then obviously, I was expecting to lose fucking $2,500, but you don't really care when you've just cut away and you think like your life's in danger. You just thankful to be alive. You couldn't give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But then the guy, so I give him $500. I give him $500 tip. I was like, the guy saved me $2,500.
Gave him a $500 tip.
Give him $500 because I thought he's just saved. When I'd cut away and landed, I got this dopamine level.
Mate,
like,
he must have been loving life.
Mate, all I thought is like the guy's just saved me $2,500. I can give him 500, boom, and like I had a bit of money at the time, so I give him 5. He was so happy, but I thought, you know what I mean? He's just drove down the fucking road like quite far to go get this canopy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give him 500, and then I lost. Or maybe I give him 400 and lost 100 for the handle. Maybe that was it. Whatever. It was either 5 or 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think I was $500 out of pocket, but I was
I wouldn't be tipping.
Cheers, mate.
Mate, I wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, I had like landed.
You're a good guy.
Thankful that I was alive and thought that I was $2,500 down. So when he got it, I was just so gassed. Like the fact that I'm still alive and the fact that he got my canopy. So yeah. But yeah, that happened. My 17th jump, and then randomly on the next jump, I I went straight back up because I was like, if I don't go up now, I'm going to fucking shit myself and not jump again.
Yeah, that's what,
So I went back up, and then when I was in the plane, I was speaking to this old boy, and it turns out he is films for Mission Impossible. He's the main cameraman that filmed Tom Cruise jump on the Halo jump.
Mad.
Proper G, like this old boy. He's like been jumping his whole life.
You shitting yourself after the next jump?
Yeah.
Petrified.
Of course. I'm in the plane like, don't want to do that again.
I've never had I feel like I've got through the danger zone of like accidentally cutting away. I know what a canopy's meant to look like and fly like and what I can fix. Yeah. So I feel like a cutaway.
Yeah, I think that happens in your first after your AFF. Yeah.
But I've had a few times where like when the brake's fired or you've got like a brake that's out, like I think it happened in Spain, probably for my shit pack job. Like I'd go straight into I'd open. I think this is where it can be a problem because especially on smaller canopies that dive easier, like you open and then as it's deploying with a brake, if the brake's already out, it's become unstowed. As the canopy deploys, it's already turning as it deploys, so it can deploy into line twists and the dive.
Yeah.
So I've had like.
Well, you've had that.
Yeah, not proper bad, bad. Because if you got line twists in a dive that you can't recover from, then you do chop, don't you?
Yeah.
But I've had it where, I think the last time we're out in Spain, where I've opened, I've had a few twists, and because I've got a toggle out, it's like spinning with line twists. But then I've only had like 1 or 2 line twists that I can twist out of.
Yeah.
And then once I've done that, I can grab the riser or pull up the opposite riser to stop it from turning. So that was all right.
I've seen some naughty videos of that, like mad line twists.
Oh, what on like when they're on tiny canopies.
Yeah.
And they're like just going. Oh, mate,
deadly.
It's nuts. I think I've never cut away, touch wood.
Next jump he's cutting.
Oh mate, as long as the
no, but like if anyone watching it is so safe, man. Like,
it's safer than riding a motorbike, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Your chances of cutting away are slim as fuck anyway. But then even if you do cut away, chances of another one going wrong is
yeah.
What are you looking at?
I was to say my worst one where I thought I was gonna die. Like the one time I was like, I'm dead skydiving. Like I was convinced I was fucking dead. Was like it must have been a few years ago now. And I just got a tuck tap. You know what a tuck tap is?
Yeah.
So where you pull the parachute.
Oh, you told me about this, but yeah, go on.
I've told you this. I'll just say it for the podcast's sake. Yeah.
Remembered.
Well, yeah. Rather than having like a little ball, you just pull out, like you throw a little, like a little hacky out, like a little ball, and that deploys your main parachute. This one's like, it tucks back in on itself underneath the parachute, so you can't just pull it straight out. You've got to like flick your wrist to unpeel the tuck, and then you throw it. And yeah, long story short, I had a rig that was a bit big for me. It's the first container that I had. It had a tuck tab that I'd used it before, but I think I'd just like been pulling it out of brute strength. I wasn't peeling it properly. And then I also had like really thick winter gloves on because it's in the UK. And I did this jump, got to 6,000 feet. Oh my God. Went to pull it and I couldn't grip it properly. So first I could only grip it with just my fingertips because the rig was like sitting off my back because it's too big. And then like that probably would have been all right if I didn't have gloves on and it was like a normal pull because I could have just pulled it out really gently with my fingertips, but I couldn't like actually get my hand around it to properly unpeel it. And then like as soon as you go past the altitude, like it's just like when you're meant to pull a parachute, it's almost like panic mode.
Yeah, because you ain't got long. You know you ain't got long.
I'm chill now, but like then I was just literally. I remember saying to myself, whether I said it out loud in my head, I was like, "Well, I'm dead." I was literally just like, "I'm dead." And then I tried again. I wasn't even open that low. It just seemed like I was fucking falling to the ground. I think I was open by like 3K, so it was alright. And then I tried to do it again. I still couldn't get it. So then I had to put my other hand behind my back.
To stop the rig.
But yeah, so I put my left hand behind my back as well. So both hands are behind my back. I'm in free fall at this point, which put me into a dive, like a head down dive. So I had to put my other hand behind my back to push the rig across so I could reach the pull. And as I did that, I managed to get it, but it also put me into a dive, which made me probably go from like 130 miles an hour to like 170 miles an hour. Like big full difference. Head down, mate.
And then you're pulling when you're fucking head down.
And then I was like, I started to roll onto my side as well. So I was like in a dive, rolled onto my side.
Rocketing.
And then I pulled it and I was like, this is not good. Because one of the first rules of pulling your parachute is deploy in like a stable body position. Yeah. I was like, fuck it, it's better than not deploying. Pulled it, and because like you've got to be at a certain speed when you pull your parachute, you've got to be going slow. You can't just be falling for your life. As I threw it, it just opened and went bang, like the whole thing just slapped open because it was going too quick. And mate, I felt like my chin touched my sternum, and then the back of my head felt like it touched the back of the rig. Like I got the worst whiplash of my life. I thought I'd broken my neck. I was like, fuck. And then
people do break their neck and backs and stuff, right?
Dude,
hard opening. Yeah. I've never had a hard opening ever.
If people have I just screwed up the audio there. Yeah, if people have a hard opening, man, they can like detach their like vertebrae in their spine. I've heard of people like detach. I know someone's ex-girlfriend who's like detached her pelvis from a spine. Something's crazy. Yeah, so don't want to be doing that, mate. Brutal. That's the worst one for me.
Yeah, that's not sounding fun.
That was the worst.
Good story though.
Yeah, mate.
But still not a chop. Luckily.
I feel like I can tell it now. It's like 2 years later.
Have you never told that story?
I don't know. I might have mentioned it somewhere, but it's just one of those things where when you're learning, it's like, you know.
Yeah, once you get out of that, like, I'd say your first 30 jumps, then you're still learning.
I think now is like the dangerous zone when you're on like
too comfortable
200 to 500 jumps or 200 to 1,000 jumps.
Why is that too comfortable?
Yeah, man. I think
complacency.
Complacency. Because when you start, you're super scared of everything. You're too cautious.
Yeah, it's
the same with anything that's dangerous. But then it's like that cautiousness, like, and unless you panic, you're pretty chill. It's like panic is what's going to kill you, you know? Yeah. Like panic is always going to, especially like I learned it from like diving and doing commercial diving stuff. It's like if you panic, you die.
Yeah.
But then I feel like with skydiving, it's like, when you get a bit complacent, because now I don't really get scared at all. Mm-hmm. It's like that's when you like do something stupid, like you turn too low, or you try and do something above your abilities.
Yeah, so. Fear keeps you alive, man.
Yeah,
Jeb Corliss, he says that in a video. He says when he had that accident at Tabletop Mountain,
when he clips with his hips.
Yeah, he said that's what he had lost fear. He had lost fear and got complacent, and I think that is how you die in this world. Is like when you're doing anything sort of dangerous, is when you get complacent and you're not scared.
Yeah.
I was speaking to a base jumper the other day, and he was saying like he's got like 2,000 base jumps. He was saying he's still scared when he gets to the edge of like jumping. So
really,
yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah. I what do you think about? I'm not into base jumping. I want to do it one day. I want to do a few.
Let's go send it, Mo.
After this, you just go send it.
Mate, it scares me. I want to do it. I do want to do it, but it does scare me.
I want to do some more balloon,
balloon jumps. Helis were fun. That heli jump was sick.
Yeah, we did in between this podcast.
At the end of this podcast, we had slept for like 3 hours, didn't we? Oh, I was run down after that. You know, like because we'd stayed up, like whatever the couple of days before that was. It was all hectic. Then we had done that. We'd stayed up. Then after that, I'd left, drove to Liverpool, it was a hectic couple of days, and then I flew to Africa. So we'd done some heli jumps.
Oh, you ran a marathon, didn't you?
Yeah, so I flew to Africa. But when I got to Africa, just them 4 days of not sleeping, doing heli jumps, everything, I was fucked, man. I got to Africa so ill.
Yeah.
As I got into Africa, my temperature was so high, like I hadn't slept on the plane. Got on the plane in between two big people, I'm like getting on a plane for like 12 hours or whatever, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to sleep. Get on, and I've never had it that worse. And it was one of the ones that I didn't have seats in front of me. It was like a little bit of extra leg room, but it was like the wall. The wall was in front of me. I was like in the front of it, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be hard.
You couldn't straighten your legs?
No, I could straighten my legs, like out, but I prefer when a seat's in front of me because I'll put the seat down and I'll sort of like put my head on my hands and I can sort of sleep like that. It's uncomfortable, but I can sort of sleep like that. But I was in between these two people. I hadn't slept for like the 12 hours flight. Rocked up to Johannesburg and I went to get out of the airport and I had such a high temperature. And as I walked in, I saw a temperature screen, like the COVID temperature screen. It was one of them. There was a guy there, like basically asleep, not watching it. Everyone's green. I walk past, my whole body's red.
Really?
Like stupidly high temperature. I had a bad cough. I'm coughing in the queue. I'm thinking, I'm going to get fucking locked up here. And they just know the guy was basically asleep, not even looking at the screen, just rolled in. And I slept for I spent 2 days in a hotel, just like dying.
I haven't asked you about that. How was it?
The marathon?
How was the marathon?
Yeah, it was good, man.
You did no training, did you?
No training. I told you about it, didn't I? I told you at that drop zone. I remember speaking to you about it. You're like, what, you're literally going to rock up and do a marathon? I was like, just I'm going to try.
Turn up in Africa and do a marathon. How long did it take you?
5 and a bit hours, 5 hours, something.
That's pretty
5,
good.
15.
Wow.
Not bad.
Was it hard?
It wasn't easy, but it was easier than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, and I was less fucked.
What was the hardest part? Like,
35k. I got so I think I can't remember. What the marathon's 42k kilometers, 42 kilometers, and I got to 35k and hit empty. Like, bear in mind, I was dying in bed 2 days before, so I was a bit ill. I had a cough.
Yeah.
My lungs weren't working at full capacity. I was a bit ill.
Yeah.
Started running, but we got to 35k, and I just like hit a wall, mate, and like. I hadn't eaten, so I hadn't eaten in the morning because I just wasn't feeling food. So I hadn't really eaten. So I think I did just hit empty, like fuel. like full empty, and like my legs, it was just like every step was a mission. But then one of the boys pulled up, and I had 5 not Kinder Buenos, the little hippos, Kinder hippos.
Yeah.
5 of them back to back, just fucking inhaled them, and a pack of sugary sweets.
Were you running as you're doing it? Did you stop for?
Just I walked.
That's still a good time.
Yeah, walked a little bit.
Yeah.
Fucking ate this, and I just felt my energy bar go up, and then boom, we smashed the last.
Oh, really?
Just that food. I needed that food, but 35k to 42k was tough. Yeah, that was and it all started going mad up hills, like the last part.
Yeah.
The rest of it was pretty flat, and then it started going like quite really hilly.
Was it sketchy out there?
Nah, not where. After I left them boys, like 2 weeks later, or like a week and a half later, they got robbed by gunpoint. But that was.
Oh shit!
So we were
all of them.
Yeah, they got robbed in the van. They took a load of camera gear, their passports. Like,
so what are they doing?
So they luckily had backup passports because they were doing that mission. They were able to get there's ways of getting 2 passports. So they had backup passports. So they only got what? So they still have their passports. They lost. I don't know what they got robbed for. I think they got robbed for some cameras.
Yeah.
Some shit. But they sorted it all out. They carried on. They had a couple of shit days and they carried on, mate. But yeah, Russ is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. Like the guy, so I rocked up. I'll bear in mind I was ill, but he was very ill. I rocked up and he was like throwing up.
I saw a video,
mate. Yeah, he's a trooper. Like the guy was ill. When the night I rocked up, he could barely speak. So I rocked up the night before. He could barely talk.
Yeah,
and then he went to bed about midnight, and then he woke up and like he was struggling. He got a bit of breakfast down him, and then just before we were about to start running, like the day before, he's been running like 50 to 55k a day.
Yeah.
At like a marathon and a half roughly, or a little bit less, sorry.
Yeah.
And the day before he had done 20k, and it was like walking all day because he's got this like iron mind that he just won't give up. He could be like, unless he dies, he will finish that. Like unless he died, he will do that. But he was dying, like he was walking, and the boys were proper worried about him. They had to ring. If you watch the vlogs, like on his channel, a few vlogs before, like they're ringing they've got like some health person in the UK that gives them advice.
Yeah.
And they rung her, and she was like, "Get him to stop going. Like he needs to rest, and he just won't rest." So he carried on. But I rocked up just before the marathon. He froze up 3 times. Like it looks fake. That much like liquid's coming out of him.
Yeah.
Gets a baby wipe, wipes it out of his ginger beard.
Yeah.
And then goes, "Let's get it cracking." Then he chips away at a marathon like it's
Holy
nothing.
Shit,
the guy is an
man.
animal.
Has he done it yet, or is he still going?
No, he's got like probably like 7 months left. He's
my
man.
God.
It's going to take him like 9 to 10 months total, I think. And obviously, yeah, they've had a few holdbacks, like getting robbed. He got after I left, about 2 weeks after I left, they got robbed, and then he fell ill, and he was like pissing blood, something to do with his kidneys. So he had to take I think he actually had to rest for like a day or 2.
Really, like rhabdomyolysis or something.
What?
I don't know. Where you can get this thing.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I think you might die. Maybe it could be that when you do too much exercise, your muscles break down, and your kidneys goes into your blood. Your kidneys can't process it, and your kidneys can shut down.
But it might have been
Rhabdo,
that, maybe.
Mate. Maybe, I don't know.
But he had to go to a doctor, and but he's a trooper, man. Like I rocked up. But yeah, he's an incredible human being. Like he's a nutter. But yeah, no, the marathon wasn't too bad. So rocked up. I remember you saying to me, I remember we being in Dunkswell Cafe eating, and you were like, "You're just that guy. You will do it somehow."
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck it, I will somehow." But yeah, we rocked up, mate. Yeah, 1 marathon's easy, but he's banging them. He's banging them every day.
I can't want to do a triathlon, mate. Pardon me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I want to do an Ironman.
They're the same thing, I think. Same distances.
Oh, is it? I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Didn't know
Are
that.
they the same differences?
Nah, I don't think so. I thought a triathlon was. I think that was the difference. I thought a triathlon. Well, I think there different types of triathlons. Like I've seen people doing like 10k triathlons. They do like a 1k swim, 10k run, or whatever.
Let me have a look.
I think an actual triathlon is just doing the 3 back to back.
Ironman versus
Athlon
versus try.
I've always wanted to do an
Athlon.
An Ironman.
A triathlon can refer to any competition that resolves a swim followed by bike followed by run. An Ironman is a specific distance and format that always involves. Oh yeah, same thing. Well, basically
same thing but different distance. Like you could do a triathlon.
I want to do an Ironman then. Yeah, 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and a 26 mile run.
So yeah,
fuck it. I might do one next year.
Mate, I want to do a video doing an Ironman with no training.
Mate, I'm not fucking doing that with you then.
Bang it. No, you did a training, I'll come in on no training.
I'd do a training, take all the steroids.
It would be tough. And the reason being is because I'd done that run. By the end of that run, I was empty. But imagine having to do before the run a 112 mile bike ride.
How's your swimming?
That's the bit I can swim. That's the bit I'd struggle. The bike ride.
Can you swim or can you swim?
I can swim.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a good. that's like in that like 2 hours in the water.
That's like 120, 130 lengths of a pool.
It's a long way.
In the sea?
In the sea, choppy sea, depending on the day. And the thing is with Ironman, because I really wanted to do one a couple of years ago and looked at them. For one, it's fucking hard to get tickets for them. Like, they sell out rapid.
Okay.
And for two, English ones all suck because like, I think there's one in Cornwall, or Exeter maybe. Yeah. It's all uphill. There's one in somewhere up north.
Yeah,
there's
you got to do it
in
abroad.
Wales, all the ones in England just look like a tough time.
I'm considering it for next year, but I think like it's just that the training's going to be so brutal.
Training's
obviously
brutal,
it kind of contradicts like being muscular and stuff. I mean, I might say fuck it. I'm just tempted to do it given everything.
You know Nick Bear?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he bangs them, doesn't it? Is he natty?
Don't know. I think so. I don't really follow his stuff.
He bangs them. Like he does all. Like he's built like a fucking brick, but also runs triathlons.
I have no idea, mate. I don't really follow his stuff, but I know that he's been doing that.
Yeah, he smashes them. Yeah, I've wanted to do one for years. I think like 2018, I wanted to do one, but I just never got around to it. But yeah, training's brutal. Like
I think that the swim for me, it's weird. The swim for me would be. Well, I'd have to put a lot of time into that, but that's why I think it's very difficult because like. I used to spend every day in the sea, mate. Every single day of my like life from like 6 years old to, I say every day. It's probably on average like 5 days a week. After school, I go surfing every day until I was like 16, every day in the sea. I'm a qualified lifeguard for RNLI. Like I've done all the training. I've done all of that stuff. And even then, I think I would struggle with the...
Fuck, I've got no hope there.
I think you would, man. I think genetically, it's a lot of genetics that come into play as well. So like... And it's just like anything, like learn the technique, getting coached for swimming. Like I haven't really had much coaching. Like if I wanted to go for like 2.3 miles, it's just doing the training and getting coaching, I think.
Yeah.
But
I
don't reckon you'd manage to swim with no training.
Nah, the bike ride, I could bang the bike ride.
Yeah.
And now I know I could bang the run.
Bike ride sounds quite easy, doesn't it?
Bike ride's minor.
Yeah,
take a long time, like people like 7-8 hours on the bike.
Well,
but that would be minor. That would be easy. I could do that.
Get your paramotor on your back, mate.
Just skip a bit, get someone to pick you up in a van, drive his 10 miles down the road.
Imagine.
But yeah, I'd love to do one. It's on the bucket list, man. If you want to train for it, I'll be up for committing to one next year.
We'll see. I'm not committing to anything yet, but yeah, I might be up for it. We'll see. I'm going. Well, we're both going to Thailand, aren't we?
Yep.
I'm going. When are you going out there?
Probably October, I'd say. Maybe October.
I'll be out in about September, October. I think I'll do some Muay Thai out there.
I want to go out there for free. Jack's going to come out in December.
Okay.
We're going to do a Muay Thai. I want to do a 3-month Muay Thai camp.
3 months?
3 months. I'll do like 90 days.
What? There for 3 months?
There for 3 months. I want to literally just go hard till the end of the year and then be fucking shredded by the end of the year.
I'll do like a month.
Yeah, most people do.
But I think they do it. Some of them, I'll do like a 10K run in the morning, 10K run in the evening.
Yeah, it's tough.
So yeah, and Thailand's hot, mate. Yeah, so yeah, I'll see how I fare with that first.
When's the rainy season over there?
So the best time to go to Thailand, I think, is like November, December through
rainy season now,
is to like March. Yeah,
I think it's raining now.
Yeah, it's like opposite. So our shit months are their good months.
Yeah,
their shit months are our good months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it will just be raining like all day, like fucking monsoon.
Yeah, which is kind of good. That's similar to Dubai. Dubai, it don't rain, but obviously Dubai gets too hot now.
Like 50 degrees.
So everyone just comes home. Yeah. Like England's sick. In the summer, England for 3 months is amazing. So come here and then live in Thailand.
Just the inconsistency of it. That's the biggest thing.
What, here?
Yeah, with England. It's like we get like a week of sun. If it was like that for summer, like Portugal and Spain is, that'd be fantastic. Yep. But it's like, then it goes back to normal, depressing. And
I've been back, I think I've been back like 9-10 days now. And I think I've had 2 good days of like pure sun. Yeah. Like, it's been shit. Yeah. Even today, like driving over, I left my shoes out because yesterday was really good and we were out all day. And I got back and my shoes were a little bit wet just because I like had wet feet. We went swimming last night. Yeah. And I thought I'll leave them out like at sunset, dry them, and then wake up this morning, it's pissed down in the night. My shoes are soaked through. That's why I had to leave them outside. But yeah, it's the inconsistencies. But when England's sunny, it is amazing.
What you do? You're caving after this, aren't you?
Going down some caves.
Mate, that's my worst. Well, I don't know. It's kind of like...
What's your biggest fear? Tight spaces?
It's a weird... Mate, this is why I'm fucked up. Because like... So I'm not like necessarily brave about anything really. Like I'm actually scared of heights a bit. But I'll still go and do shit like skydive or hang off a crane. Like if you wanted to do something. Like I still go and do crazy shit. I really don't like the idea of like going for like a squeeze in a cave. Like... Yeah. But then again, like I think I prefer to do it underwater. Like, I'd rather do it in scuba gear.
Yeah, because you're comfortable underwater.
I'm comfortable as fuck on like diving, man. Like, I'm so...
See, that's weird. That's weird because obviously, I think base jumping and like underwater are the two most dangerous sports in the world, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like underwater cave diving is fucking like what I do. The
talk
cave
is
stuff.
cheap, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when it's like
living room
zero
talk.
visibility, I'm in like a squeeze like this big.
Might feel a bit different
pushing
about
my
that.
cylinders through.
That's classic living room talk.
Yeah,
I've got that
I'll do
easy.
that cave diving, mate. You fucking piece of piss. That.
Do you know Cowboy Cerrone, the MMA fighter? There's a good podcast with him on Joe Rogan.
I think I listened to a bit of it the other day.
About the cave diving.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
My uncle used to do it as well. My uncle used to do cave rescue. Absolute madman.
Cave rescue? What, go down and rescue people in the caves?
be part of cave rescue team.
Fuck me. Did they? Well, I can't imagine too many people going down there in one.
I haven't spoken to him about it before.
That's interesting because there's surely like quite a low amount of the population that do go down.
I think it's
there.
a volunteer thing.
No, I just meant they go down into caves like for fun. So how many people are getting stuck down there?
Oh, probably barely any.
Like one every year or something.
But I know he used to cave dive.
That's interesting.
Which is gnarly.
I'd love to speak to him.
I've never chatted to him about it as well. I should probably chat to him about it.
Yeah, I've got. It's just Cornwall, mate. It breeds them. I know a mate from down near Truro, and he loves cave diving. Cave dives all the time.
How do you find it though? Like how do you get into it?
No, I'm talking. He does actual cave diving.
No, I mean you.
Me,
how did you get into that?
Mate, it's random. You know now, because I've had a few viral... I keep getting people... People used to come up to me in the street and be like, oh, you're that guy that climbs stuff. I've had it so much in the past 6 months. Shit, you're the caving guy.
Oh my God.
You're that guy that goes down the caves.
Mate,
it's mental.
I think that's why when I saw one of your videos like recently, like the main one I saw was you going through like a squeeze in a cave.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this.
I got into it randomly. I got some... So where I just come from, I stayed there last night in Wales with a couple that I know. They're cool as fuck. They do some proper adventurous stuff, but he is really into, like, not really into it. He's just been doing it because he grew up in Wales, North Wales. There's loads of caves. Like, he used to do it as a kid. So he took us down one, me and my ex-girlfriend, about 2 years ago when we went to Wales. He took us down this, only like a small one. It wasn't like really tight.
Yeah.
No, he did it and then never do it again. And then we went there, me and my mate Finn, about a year ago, and we just went down one. I posted a video of it. It fucking blew. It was like my most ever viewed video on Insta and TikTok.
Really?
Out of everything I've done, it was just like this blew up.
Yeah.
And then just did a few more. Started posting videos of them. And I don't know. To me, it was crazy because I've done like the height stuff, like walking across the ledges, jumping across roofs and all of that. And that's always got a good like comments from like people being scared, and it gains interest.
Mate,
but
it's people's worst fear though. Like
the caving, I didn't realize it's the most popular fear, or I'm pretty sure is the most
it's probably
common
the
fear.
thing that that would shit me up the most.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that I would like. Yeah.
Mate, I know some. Fuck it. So
I want to go.
You know Jack Pimblett,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
the guy's a nutter in the air sports. Like he does, like tumbling on a paraglide, and then cutting away and base jumping. He's base jumped off bridges, all of that. Like
he won't even do this.
Crazy stuff. And he's like, see, that blows my mind. Fear's such an incredible thing. He's like, no chance you'll catch me down the caves. But it's mental. Like, and I know another base jumper as well. It's the same. Like these boys are doing what to me is like really mental and scary and dangerous or whatever. And they're scared. Like fear's just a crazy thing.
It's weird, isn't it? But I think like developing the mindset like of like not running away from it is probably why you're able to do those things. Like like I would still try it though, even though I'd be terrified if you're like, oh Mo, don't want to come caving sometime.
Let's go today, Mo.
I'll probably go. Mate,
he's giving a big talk.
Yeah, I would be up for it.
We'll get it
reluctantly. Maybe not today. Maybe not with you, considering you go with like one torch and like low battery.
Maybe
and
go
like
with some more prepared people, mate.
Fucking hell, that would shit me up, mate. I just don't trust you.
Yeah. Probably
but nah,
like
stuff like for like a lot of people are scared of open water, you know.
Yeah, that's a big fear, yeah.
And like, if you put me like in the middle of the ocean with like 5 miles below me, just floating there, like I'm so fucking relaxed.
Would have you gone on a submarine?
Like zen, I would have.
Yeah.
I was following that story, mate, so closely. I think that's why I was following it so closely, because like everyone was like, oh, these stupid rich people with more money than sense. Again, it's like that risk aversion thing. It's like, they're rich as fuck, they're billionaires, because they're not averse to risk.
Yeah.
And it's like the people that are commenting all this stuff being like, we're stuck in a submarine, don't even see it. Like that's why you're going to be poor for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, I watched that and I was like, if they offered me it, I would have done it.
Yeah.
100%. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I would have got offered it, obviously I wouldn't have had 250 G's to be spending on the ticket. But if I would have got offered it, like, and I think I'll still give it a bash.
Really? What if they were like the same company? Were like, oh mate, we gone to the bottom of the sea, we've bolted the parts back together.
Yeah, we're gonna go for round 2. No, just because I think if they did it again, they would have learned they would have learned like now is probably the safest time to go, I'd say. Not maybe with them, but right now they know what they fucked up on, or you would like to think so. Yeah, I'll go. If I get the opportunity, I'll give it a bash.
But it's crazy, man. Like I would never have thought that it would be like so. It does seem like it was pretty sketchy and unregulated, doesn't it?
Yeah, like little Xbox controller.
And mate, like mental. I think it's just lucky it died like they did. Like,
well, I don't actually know the story.
I don't think they've determined the exact cause, but it's pretty accepted that it imploded. So like,
they wouldn't have even
when
known
you're
about
6K down, mate, it would just be like
instant
dead. Everyone crushed to death.
Brutal, isn't it?
But yeah, I think because it's
probably better than getting stuck down at like what people thought of them like being stuck down and it not working and you knowing, that'll be horrible.
Horrendous. But that was what like that would be the worst thing because you'd be in like piss and shit. Obviously, people need to use the toilet. The air would be like running out. You just slowly suffocate. That'd be awful.
Yeah, so
I think I got out of it lucky. But yeah, bro. But yeah, it's every 10 meters you go down. So like from here to space, like all the weight of that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Every 10 meters is another atmosphere. So it effectively doubles. So like the pressure at 6,000 meters.
Is there no fish down there?
There will be certain very specialist like.
Because one of my mates, he goes, I'm just not. He cracked me up the other day. I was speaking to him a couple of days ago. He goes, I'm just not buying it. He goes, there's fish down there. He goes, what are they made of? They're just soft, like squidgy things. He goes, how are they not just like exploding? I don't know enough about it, but it did crack me up.
This is really bad because I've fucking studied marine biology. But I think it's not really a problem because they don't have. It's the air that's compressed.
Okay.
So it's like they don't have any air spaces in them really. They don't have lungs, you know. So that air's going to be like if you brought them from the bottom like really quickly up to the surface. Then they might like start to explode and shit if there's any tiny bits of air, but they're like adapted to that.
That makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, man,
it did crack me up when he said that. But yeah, I thought you would do that because you're just comfortable at sea.
Yeah, I love it, mate. I'm
not bigging you up here, but my favourite video I've seen in a long time is that scuba diving video. Watch that. No, spearfishing.
What, the one I made before I did YouTube on
I love that video.
The channel
it's just a good vibe. Like,
yeah.
It's just a good vibe. Like that to me is life. That's what I want my kids to be doing.
I'm gonna go do that at Queen in summer if you want to come.
I'll be on it.
I'll be down in Cornwall. I'm in August, September, mid-August, September.
I'll be there.
Go do some diving of the seals. Go do some spearfishing.
Sounds sick.
Traumatize my girlfriend as we fucking shoot a fish through the head and then cut it up and eat it.
Out.
Yeah, I actually quite like it, mate. It's just like
to me simple, that is like taking it back. Like you eat it, yeah. You eat the fish.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nah, mate, you just fucking chuck it away, mate.
Yeah, that to me. I met a guy in Dubai. That's when I messaged you and you. Because you were talking about it and you sent me that video. I was in Dubai and I met a guy and he's like his job is spearfishing. Like he goes out spearfishing. He's just a sick guy and he was going to take me. I'm going to do a bit of free diving and then so he does it all free diving.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, mate. Yeah. Free dive.
So I want to free dive and then start doing that. But it just looks something about it. Like you're going down, you're catching food, it's fresh. Like that's life.
It's fun,
man.
mate.
That's
and, like,
the life.
I used to love it. Like getting lobsters as well. Like you can get if you get into holes, you can grab like pull the lobsters out.
Yeah.
I don't eat lobster, but I give them to my mum to eat.
Why do you not eat?
Like I just don't like. I just don't like crustaceans like crabs and prawns.
Yeah.
So they're basically crabs and prawns are basically insects. They're literally the same as insects, just evolved in the sea.
I read a thing about how lobster used to be like peasant food, like back in the day, because of that. It is, and then I read some big thing, I can't remember it, but yeah, the fact that they're bugs. Like, there's a lot of people that don't eat that.
That's not why I find it gross. It's more like, I just maybe that is subconsciously, but I'm just not a big fan. Like, I didn't like seafood until I got an Asian girlfriend, and then she ate small fish, and then eat a lot of sushi with her. Well, I eat certain types of sushi. I'm a bit of a princess still, but I eat a lot more fish. But yeah, bro, it's sick. Like you go to like a seal colony. There's like a seal colony. You got to kayak like 2 kilometers to get there. Kayak like 2 kilometers along the Cornish coastline. You can only go when the weather's like banging and there's no waves. And then
is it busy there, like at the seal colony, or does not a lot of people know about it?
There's no one there. You'll never see anyone there at all because it's like at the bottom of a massive cliff. There's no way to get down to it. The only way is by kayaking, and like a lot of people know about it at all. I'll just tell everyone where it is. But yeah, man, you go in the water there, and it's like you bring your like fins and your mask, you go for a dive, and you'll get these like massive like ball seals, which are like the scariest thing. Like touch wood, they've never like attacked anyone. That it's like it must be like 10 foot long and they weigh like half a ton. And sometimes they'll like splash the water or like snarl at you to try and scare you off. But then if you swim around there a little bit, hang around in the water for like 5-10 minutes and dive down, just sit on the bottom and wait, you'll start to like see something out of the corner of your eye. And then you'll get like the little like younger seals and the female ones. They come in and like play and like nibble your fins and stuff. They're like big dogs, man.
Yeah.
They're so fun. It's like such like a...
It looks sick. Link the video because people might not have seen it, but it is a sick video.
I'll put,
video,
I might have to remind you, I'll put a link in the description below.
Yeah.
But yeah, just doing that shit, mate. Just love it. It's
that's
just
the
a different
life,
way of
man.
life, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll be there. I'm on it.
Right, bro.
Definitely.
Should we wrap this?
You want to wrap it?
Wow, you've got to go. You got to go caving now. Don't
what
you?
time is it?
2 o'clock.
Fucking hell, time goes quick.
Yeah, you got. We've
we'll wrap this up.
And like I said to you, mate, if you die when we're caving,
viral,
then I can make like some really like heartfelt video, like the last podcast.
Just make sure you put loads of ads on it,
mate.
please.
yeah.
All
right, there'll be ads every time.
I'll give you permission, mate.
What's the plan? The caving plan today, mate?
So mate, everyone sort of thinks I'm very unprepared.
Find a cave and go
Find
into
a cave,
it.
get that. I wish I could say like, yeah, we got full crew and we got helmets. We got to go buy some knee pads and torches.
How long are you down there for?
Different time, mate. We're down one like, I think that one with the Air Forces, that one, mate, we were down there for like 5 hours. It went far. Like,
What, you just kept going?
Kept going.
Did you have food and stuff?
Nah.
Water?
Nah. Because you can't really take a bag down there.
How many torches did you have?
We had 2 torches between 3 of us. And one of the torches ran out of battery. You know when you're a kid, you're like rubbing the Xbox batteries, trying to get a bit of warmth into them to put them back in to get a little bit more.
You're down to 1 torch.
We're down to 1 torch, but we switched the batteries around, give them a bit of warmth, and they work for a bit longer. But
mate, you realise like in like 3 years when you've died in some Amazonian,
they'll be replaying this.
Like,
well, it was obvious. It was inevitable. It was inevitable that he was going to die.
At least you could laugh about it, so people go, sound he's self-aware.
Right. No, but I rocked up the best ones. I rocked up to Africa. And I rocked up to Namibia. Didn't even look it up. I just was told meet me in Namibia. So I booked a flight, went to Namibia.
Yeah.
Rocked up to do a marathon. I thought there would be like a shop there. And where I was and met them, middle of nowhere, there was no shops. I had no running shoes. I rocked up with them like Air Forces out there. I had to borrow Harry, who's one of the camera crew. He lent me his shoes, and they were one size too big. So I'm wearing these like one size too big shoes. I put 2 socks on to try and like fit into.
Yeah, blisters then.
I had 1 big blister and lost a toenail. But wait, toenail grew back on Google. It says toenail. So the toenail got like a blood blister under it.
Yeah.
And it was like a fucking floppy door.
Pull it off.
It
hurt?
No, we cut it off actually. We cut it off. And then where was I going with that?
Toenail grew back.
Toenail grew back on Google. It says like 8 to 12 months. I was like, mate, it's back already.
How long's that been?
3 months.
You're a freak. That's weird.
I've got good what's that thing where like what's the supplement that girls use to like grow their hair?
Collagen?
And shit? Collagen.
Yeah.
Maybe I just got a good level of
I
collagen.
don't know. That's crazy though, because I had my toenails removed like surgically.
Why?
Because of my issue with my leg on one of them.
Well, all of them?
No, just my big one on my left foot.
Yeah.
And the first time I had it, they put acid on it to stop it from growing back, but they didn't do it the first time, and that took like 6-7 months to grow back.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Mine's fully back, like pretty much like fully back, and it's been not long. But yeah, so I'm very unprepared. So if I die, roll this clip.
Yeah, you'll be right.
I hope this clip if I do die, I hope this clip goes viral on Twitter.
And then there's like loads of people on Facebook being like, "What a fucking idiot!"
Oh, that's my favorite. The comments in the section. I had a video go viral the other day on Facebook. I love Facebook, man. Riling people up on Facebook's one of my favorite hobbies.
you just love pissing people off.
No, I do just love riling people
like
up.
Winding people
up.
Winding
people up because they're like commenting, fucking, you idiot, fuck you fucking. And I actually love it. It brings me joy reading these comments. And then you check their profile and it's like a big fat guy.
It was like skinhead with like an England top on. yeah, with his staffy next to him in a picture. Or it's like some like Karen
Manchester United tattoo on his arm. Yeah, some Karen kicking off. But that is one of my favourite hobbies in this life, is riling people up on Facebook.
What was this on that you pissed people off on?
Facebook.
No, what was the video?
Oh, the video. So there was...
The police one?
What police one?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't a police one. It was... I broke down... My card broke down.
In Africa?
No.
Okay,
in England.
Yeah.
Try not to incriminate myself on camera, but my card broke down, and conveniently there was a speed camera van in front of me I didn't see when the bonnet was open.
Okay.
One of them ones.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The comment section. If you're watching this and you just go read the comments, it will give you a good laugh.
Oh, it was like people being like...
People fuming. There's 50% of people not realising the concept of the video, and because I'm like, oh, fuck, this Audi's a piece of shit, and then pan it round.
Yeah.
And then there's like just dumb people. Facebook has like I don't know what's dumber, Facebook or TikTok users, but I'm gonna say Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook has like the most low IQ people ever. It's incredible. Like, and I love riling people up on Facebook.
What did the camera van? Did they say anything to you?
Nah.
He just didn't say anything at all.
The speaker. Yeah. He did. He come out. Yeah.
What did he say? It's against the law.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I broke it down. Nothing.
My car broke down.
Oh, that's a shame, mate. That's a shame.
He was a bit like, I'm not gonna lie, he was a bit like the Facebook commenters. He was a bit of a dinlo.
What was he saying?
I was just like, I've broke down, mate. And he's like, oh, but you're gonna have to move it. I was like, well, it's broke down. He's like, you're gonna have to move it in front of me because you're blocking me. I went, well, I can't move it. It's broke down. He was a bit of a dinlo, but we had a little bit of a...
Glad you got that fixed, mate. Can make
yeah,
it
mate, I got it fixed. Got the oil leak fixed. But yeah.
Yeah, dude, plug your shit anyway, and then
just read my Facebook comments.
Ali Law, all right.
Ali Law, yeah, no, just man. Ali Law on everything.
Been an absolute pleasure, mate. Bang
Thanks for having me, mate.
Nah, cheers, dude.
Boom.